there's been neglection. So now I pick up the pen and use it as a weapon. Yeah, you can see that I'm affected. People getting killed for nothing but obsessions. You need to look at your reflection and decide who you are. Stop acting disconnected. Got mothers killing kids. People kill to live. Well, I be on the mic, speaking how I live. Every day I wake up, it's another person that's dead, and YouTube has to solve it because the law is filling kids. I'm disgusted at the evil in the end, and if you connect the dots, you'll see the vision in your head. Why do people die as victim to the streets? They wonder why I'm up all night and can't sleep. I'll be the voice for everyone who can't speak. L.E. failed Kylie and now Sammy is free. AWP did a good deed, and y'all be talking all that shit while they just do it for free. 16 days for 35 minutes. Y'all tried to throw them off and just want to play the victim. Reaching out to YouTube channels for clout. I wouldn't check it. TV if I went in your house. And SF investigate, stay sending out the hate. Why you mad at Doug and Nick for finding Kylie in the lake? Make it make sense. You're a fake bitch. You were there for money and now you're mad over fake shit. And that's something I can't relate with. Zero emotion from the mom or the statements. All I seen was the devil in her eyes. Tony died, you're a fake. I can see it through your lies. Got Sammy on your stream like the FBI. You've been grooming little kids. I can see your whole disguise. It get mail calling Ronnie up on the line. Why you lie to the people and say you gon' do it live? Santa May out here looking extra sus. Got an arrow on the ground pointing towards Kylie's truck. And you want it coming up, church. I think your butt hurt. You tried to blame the man for your dog but couldn't find the dirt. I guess that's what they mean by the trucky way. If you step foot in the town, you might die from foul play. And I don't know what to say, but I can feel it through my soul. She didn't drive in LA. So y'all can try to go convince somebody else, cause I'm not falling for that shit. The autopsy really smells.
See, let me explain what I'm talking about, man. And you know what I'm talking about. No water in the lungs. Y'all test for the weirdest shit. I guess it is the trucky way.
You gotta stop doing this.
I really guess it is the trucky way, man. Yo! What's going on, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the live. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I need to make sure, right? Yeah, okay, we're good. What's going on, though? Shout out to everybody in the stream. Kathy Baker, Hannah, Blake. I see you, Blake. Malin. Shout out to you, Deidre Baker, Christina, Susie, Mar. I see you, Susie. Callie in the building. Delana in the building. Pamela in the building. Shout out to everybody that's joining me tonight, man. I want to have this discussion with y'all. Is Bryan Kohberger a serial killer? Now, these are discussions being brought up. Now, he hasn't even faced this time in court for the Idaho killings yet, right? We all know he's got his preliminary hearing in June, but do you think he's a serial killer? That's a good question. That's a question I want to know from you in general. And I will be taking phone calls on this stream. So get your phone ready. If you want to call in, make sure you call in, because I definitely want to hear if you think he's a serial killer. If not, some people, I know a lot of people that don't even think he is the killer in general. See, me, I personally believe he is the killer. Allegedly, right? I personally think he's the killer. I personally think he at most one other person was involved. That's just my theory, but that doesn't mean you can't share yours or what you think in general about Bryan Kohberger. Hi, Trev Live. You said hi, Trev Live chat friends. Shout out from Missouri. Shout out to you, Mary. I appreciate you coming by. Candy Rapper, what's going on? Valdis. Hey, T-REV, good to see you. Nice to see you too. Shout out to everybody for coming by. Damn, the phone. All right. 916, you're in the mix. What's going on, man?
Hey, T-REV.
Yes,
this is Weston, girl. I just want to tell you how excited we are. You're live.
What's going on, Weston? So do you think Bryan's a serial killer?
Yeah, I think he definitely did it. My gut is I feel like this is his first time. That's just my feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
The one thing that they said on Banfield was, she said, I'm not sure if anybody else heard her say this, but she said she thought that Bryan was already stalking these girls from Pennsylvania and moved to Washington to go to Washington State to be closer to them. I disagree. I think he randomly saw them on social media when he was going to WSU,
mm-hmm.
and then started stalking him. What do you think?
That's possible for real. That's possible.
I mean,
I think
you think-
evidence
yeah.
from social media would show that too.
Do you think that he literally was over in Pennsylvania and then moved all the way to Washington to stalk them?
I mean, I wouldn't say that couldn't be possible, because it absolutely can be. I mean, you can get so obsessed with someone. I mean, look at the people that get obsessed with folks on the internet and they pull up and kill them. So, I mean, yeah, it is a possibility that you're right about that.
Yeah, well, no, well, that's what Ashley thinks. I personally don't think that's. I personally think that he was just going, to Washington State for his doctorate and saw the girls on social media, like people you might know nearby type thing, or ran into the girls at the vegan restaurant and became obsessed with them. But yeah, she was saying that on Banfield, and I thought, I just thought that might be a stretch.
Are you talking about the woman from earlier that was on Banfield?
So it was actually Ashley Banfield herself, like 2 nights ago. She said that they believe that Bryan Kohberger already knew the girls on social media when he was living in Pennsylvania, going to whatever private college over there, and moved to Washington State, Pullman, Washington, to go to WSU to be closer to the girls and stalk them. Right. And I think that's a stretch. I don't think so. I think that I don't know. I'd love to hear what everybody else thinks.
No doubt. That's what I'm saying. I definitely would like to hear what everybody else thinks. I know a lot of people don't even think that he killed them in general. Like, there's a lot of people really out there that don't think he did it. They're poking holes to the affidavit. They're saying the cops are the people to look at, but people aren't also letting the evidence. They don't even know what's in the evidence bag. So it's hard to, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to jump to assumptions of the man didn't do it. But then again, people can use that and turn it around and be like, well, how can you say he did it? Well, the reason why I'm saying he did it is because, for one, all they did was put out one chest piece, and that was the sheath with his DNA. Now, could everybody's twisting the scenarios to, well, it was planted there, or, this was there, or this was put there by this person, or this was put there by that. Oh, this guy did this and got killed in a suicide shooting or whatever like that. So people are using a bunch of different things, but I'm going with what is put out there. Now, people say you can't trust this and that, but I've been following true crime since I was a friggin' kid. You know what I mean? Evidence speaks in every case. It doesn't change because the Idaho 4 is nationwide all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, people have been framed. Yes, shit has been planted in cases. But do I think that is the case in the Idaho 4? Absolutely not. I don't feel that way. I don't think that way. Now, people have told me things, and it's made me think about it, but I
sent you. You remember I sent you the I did some digging, and number one, I wanted to find out what the Wilsons. Now it's been a hot second. I don't focus. My life doesn't revolve around this. So I pulled it. I did some digging. I found what the civil charge was with the Wilsons and his 2 sons. One of his kids was 14. The other one was 16. This was all, he's suing the state attorney general, or the state attorney, excuse me. And then those 3 police officers, and 2 of them we already know. But the reason why they're suing him is because of a violation of the Children's Fifth Amendment, which is the right to, they didn't let him know he had a right to remain silent. And then the 14th Amendment, and that is that this is about the stickers, the Soviet Union stickers. And the reason why they were doing that is because this family, regardless if people believe in it or not, I mean, I think the church is a little extreme, but whatever, that's just an opinion. But they were exercising their rights during COVID when they were having lockdowns, and they were allowed to be outside. But so they were doing a psalms singing, and the police came up, and because his son was standing too close to his own cousin, his blood, in fear that they were going to exchange COVID, he got reprimanded. And so they started putting these stickers on the posts, and the street posts, and all places where other posts hang, such as a lost dog, or all these. It's a very liberal town anyways, because it's a college town, a university. So they actually showed pictures of it in the lawsuit of all these other stickers and flyers, and these all remained. And so it's a penal code, and what it says is that you legally have to ask for permission from the city to post on city property. However, the 14th Amendment affords us the right of equal protection and also equality of not being prosecuted unequally, I guess is how you put it. So,
Right.
you know, if you're not going to prosecute people and allow them to keep signs up against the church and your lost dogs, but only prosecute, and they were the only people they prosecuted over signs in the entire history of the city. So they sued him. So that's what that was about. But the cops lied, and what he did is when they went in front, they went in front of the because they got the son, the 18-year-old, got charged, and he lied and said that there was no body cam footage at all. He said no, there was none. And then another cop slipped up and said it's in the body cam footage. So lo and behold, they go and they said, oh, you have body cam footage, and they've been lying for 2 years. And they go back in and they see that they had body cam footage, and he lied under oath.
Yeah, no doubt. You're talking about Gunderson, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he lied under oath, and I think that might be the problem that they picked out. You know what I mean, from the defense side.
Right, that's exactly right, T-REV. And with that, but that doesn't mean that this guy. See, what's called is what's it called? I think there's a law term, and it's called fruit from the poisonous tree, which means basically that if the tree is poisonous, any fruit falling from that tree is therefore poisonous and can't be used. And what they're saying is, if he lied before, then how do we know he's not going to lie in this case?
There ain't no doubt about that. He's not credible. I don't even know why he would still be working there.
Well, yeah. Well, it's still under. Well, they're still in the middle of the lawsuit and whatnot. So it's still an internal affair investigation. Hands down, though. But small towns, man, can be very corrupt. But I still don't think this is going to derail our case.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, so you do feel like this is the right person that they have in custody, and there's not a injustice going on here.
Absolutely. I think that this is the right person. I don't think there's an injustice. I don't. I mean, I would be so mentally intrigued if there was, because I consider myself a fairly intelligent person, and I'm a researcher. So I'm not seeing it. But like you said, we don't know everything yet. They've always gave us a little bit in the affidavit. That's affidavit. That's just a little bit.
Somebody said that News Nation just announced that one of the 4 identifications was found in Bryan's residence, either his apartment or parents' home.
Well, that makes me wonder okay, you know what they say, killers will take something from the crime scene as a trophy, or he was in that house prior.
Right. They did. Shit. They did. They literally just dropped a video 11 minutes ago. I'm about to play this shit.
All right, I'll hang up with you so you can do it, and then I'll watch. And
yes.
Then, where the heck is 2 questions? Where is Papa Sal okay? And the second is Detective Juan.
I haven't talked to Detective John in a minute, and I know Papa Sal's fine because I seen him comment on a video earlier. So.
All right, I'd love to hear from both those gentlemen.
No doubt. I'm about to play this right now because this is good. I don't know. I gotta see this.
Okay, bye.
You can call back if you want. That's fine.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
No doubt, Weston. Thank you for calling in. God bless you. Lock your doors. Shout out to her, man. Hold up. We gotta play this. Now the video is titled. You're seeing it right here. Hold up. The video is titled in front of our face. Sources. ID connected to Idaho killings found in one of Kohberger's residence. I got to see this.
We have another exclusive set of details, and they go to 2 aspects. One, evidence of what was found in the places where he lived or he inhabited, okay, that may connect him to one of the victims. An ID was found connected to someone from the home in Moscow, Idaho. It was found during one of the searches of Kohberger's residences, plural. So what does that mean? Well, either they found it in Washington, you know, where he was just outside Moscow, Idaho, or in Pennsylvania. Police also believe they have evidence that could connect Kohberger to what they are viewing as cyber stalking of someone from the Moscow residence. We've reached out to the police. Due to the gag order, they can't confirm this information. But does this answer two questions? Is it a smoking gun? You know, I never really understand what that means. You know, obviously, is it the murder weapon? Who is it? No. But does it connect him to a group of people he had no business to be familiar with? And does it imply that Kohberger may have had more people on his list, and that may be why they're investigating him, to see if they can connect him to any other situations? Let's bring in retired FBI agent and News Nation legal contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer and high-profile trial attorney Mark Garagos. To both of your reckonings, you're familiar with the reporting and the sourcing on this. I basically have it right, yes? Nods of the head is enough?
So you ask, what's the reasoning we think BK is a serial killer, though? For me personally, why I start to think of that, because when you think about the magnitude of the murders and just being able to go in and take out 4 people's lives, now innocent till proven guilty, allegedly, right? But going in and taking out 4 people's lives is going to extract a lot of energy from you, right? It's going to extract a lot of, you're going to be out of breath, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is I feel like looking at that, it makes me think, damn, well, you had to took somebody's life before. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. And I'll say if I'm wrong, if it comes out that he never did. But sources say that in Pennsylvania, they're looking at cases that are similar to try to match him up to see if Bryan Kohberger committed the murders. So that's sources that are putting that out. And I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I personally do think he's killed before. Some people don't. Some people, you know, there's going to be people that don't, and there's going to be people that do. I'm one of the people that came up with my own opinion, and I think that he's killed before. But that's just me, though, allegedly. All right, let's keep on.
Okay, so from the investigative side, look at him. Garagos hates doing anything that's favorable to me. You see that? Even nodding his head. He didn't really want to. He was fighting it. So from the investigative side, Jennifer Coffindaffer, we'll start with you. You find ID from one of the victims in a place that was controlled, inhabited by Kohberger. Let's start with that. How big a deal?
It's a big deal. That is a smoking license. Just like the sheath was a smoking sheath found next to Maddie with his DNA on that clasp, it's the same thing in this situation. Why would he have an ID related to one of those people from that house? And remember, we know that identifications were recovered from the glove box, and that was at the Pennsylvania search warrant. So interesting. We always wondered, what were those identifications that they referred to?
What's the counter, Mark?
Well, look, the counter is we don't know if it's true yet. I think part of the problem is when you put a gag order on stuff like this, and you don't have a way for people to respond, you get us doing what we're doing now. I mean, I would much rather find out if, in fact, this is true. I would want to find out, number 2, where it was found precisely, and I know who it's of. And if you get if you assume all of those things are true, then I don't disagree with Coffindaffer. It's a bad fact.
The idea that they have, what are they talking about, you think, Jennifer, in the universe of, we have evidence that we believe shows that there was cyber stalking of him, of somebody else, either in that house or elsewhere? What kind of things might they be talking about?
Well, again, to Garagos's point, if that's true, why do people stalk? They stalk because they're feeling persecuted, and this is a way that they can exact their revenge. The same reason why people commit these types of heinous murders. All it means is pursuing stealthily. So this would line up completely with the crime he is accused of committing.
And by
am
the
I
way,
wrong, Mark?
it fits
Go ahead.
right in. It fits right in with Jennifer's theory from last night too. So she's really building quite a true crime manifesto here.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the book.
Yeah,
I'm going to need her on the podcast. The idea of is it fair to?
That's gotta know. I agree with you 1,000%. Where, and that's was I was just gonna say that. Where is this information coming from that identification was found from one of the residents in Moscow? Where you know what I mean? That would mean possibly he was the person breaking into these vehicles around the area, right? Maybe I don't know. The way that they're saying this, they're not saying it's directly a victim. They're just saying it's like put out there that, identification found from one of the Moscow, I don't know. That's how they're putting it to me. But yeah, who is the source? Who's the source?
Argue, counselor, at this point, even if both of these things are true, I'm more worried about the ID being in something of his control or possession than I am of the cyber stalking, because you could be into somebody and, and looking at him a little bit too closely for somebody else's comfort, but it doesn't mean you killed him.
That's exactly right. Because if you've got something, I'm going to guess, and Jennifer, you can slap me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to guess that she would then say, look, if Pennsylvania turns out that they find things and he's connected to other crimes, this is what serial killers do. They have trophies. They take a trophy, blah, blah, blah. This is like a true crime, I don't know, to exponential levels. So that is what the argument would be. And that's I'll give you this. If any of this is true, it's a very difficult hurdle for the defense.
Hey, thank you for watching.
I mean, this could be chalked up bullshit or it could be real. I mean, but that means somebody's breaking the gag order is what that means. If that really came from somebody else, that means that they're not listening to the gag order, right? That's exactly what that would mean. Because somebody that would know that information would have to come forward and say, "Hey, yeah, they found identification close." What does it say? Sources ID connected to Idaho killings found in one of Kohberger's residences. If you want to call in, I want to hear what your guys' opinions are. Hit me up, 219-885-9693. Phone lines are wide open. You can call in right now. I want to hear what you think. Oh, I definitely want to hear what you think. 596. Thank you, No Chains. I appreciate you for the 5 gifted too. Shout out to No Chains. Everybody give No Chains a hand. The Chicantique. Welcome, sweet and salty. The Chicantique. Karen Klein, welcome. Cotton 706, welcome. Blake, welcome. RV and says, keep it rolling. Why are they letting this out now? Was something else planted? Right. I don't know about planted. Do you think something was planted? We'll find out. I respectfully disagree with people who think some sheath is planted. So let's just put it this way. If one of the body cams ain't on, one of the officers that went in there, then that's some shady shit. Then that's when I'll say something was planted, right? I'll say, yo, something was planted. If a body cam isn't turned on and they went into the scene and said they found the sheath and the officer or detective or who, you know what I'm saying? The sheath isn't seen on that body cam, then I'd have a problem. Then I'd be like, yeah, there's something wrong here. The phone number is 219-885-9693. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen, constantly rolling across. If you want to call in and have a conversation and talk about this case, do you think Bryan Kohberger is a serial killer? Allegedly. Do you think Bryan Kohberger even did this? What is your hunch? What's your theory? What do you think? What up, Steven? How's it going, man? Welcome. Brooke says, especially in the way he died. sounds like law enforcement is breaking the gag order. Exactly. I just said that shit. I'm telling you, that's exactly what they would have to be breaking the gag order. The ultimate fatal attraction is terrifying. Thank you for the gifted membership. Yeah, that was No Chains. Thank you, No Chains. Jessica Lynn, what's going on, friend? Oh my God. That's what I got to say about that last clip, because how would they even put that out? It doesn't even make sense to me how that would get out. Breaking the gag order. Interesting. Exactly. I know there's gonna be a lot of those comments down there. What's going on, Mac? Jennifer Coffin Daffer. That is funny as hell because he butchers her name. Jennifer Coffin Daffer. Do you have your polls from the week he was arrested? You did a poll and asked, I voted he had done it before because he was getting real brave. I don't know if my polls will show for that. 828, you're up at the plate. What's going on?
Hey, T-REV.
What's up?
This is Leah.
What's going on, Leah?
I wanted to ask about, I was listening to that interview with Lorena Perenius. I can't say her last name. And it was a different interview that's not being shown around. And they were talking about Doug Wilson being a therapist and a pastor in the jail. And the interview person asked if Doug Wilson was Bryan's pastor / therapist. And she said yes. And with what they teach against the women in that church and etc., that we've been learning, do you think this could be true, that there's a connection with Bryan and Christ Church, and that's his mindset? And I'll go ahead and get off the phone and let y'all talk about it. But I don't know
crazy.
if it's true. We could research if this is true, that Doug Wilson is really his pastor therapist. In my opinion, I think it matters for the mindset of the cult teaching, this religious control, and how they have this control over women and what they do to women and how they abuse women in Moscow, Idaho. So that's what I wanted to throw out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you think that Doug Wilson is his pastor, possibly? Like, you know what I mean? Part of his cult, or being brainwashed by Doug Wilson in some way?
Yes.
Possibly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And that's why I've been feeling that this is so much like the Tate murders, Charles Manson type stuff, with the group of people and the mind control that, like Charles Manson had mind control. It seems that Doug Wilson has mind control over people. And I'm not saying mind control to kill anyone, but some kind of mind control with the women and the wives and the husbands. I mean, I was listening to some of this religious stuff, and I was first saved into an independent Baptist church, and they were hard on the submissive part with women. And I'm sitting there listening to this and identifying with some of it, in just a little bit of it, but not like what this woman was talking about her abuse. I mean, the wives went through some abuse. Like what Bryan, I don't know, the incel narrative theory, in my opinion, to make it logical for me, would fit up underneath the Doug Wilson mindset.
Yeah, Doug.
That's my view. And I could be totally wrong in all of this. I mean, I don't know. So I'll let you go, and
So honestly, I want to ask you this before you do go. Do you think that Bryan Kohberger is our guy?
Well, I never did. I never did, honestly, until this. Before, I thought he was a patsy. I thought he was framed. I saw the signs for that, in my opinion. It was hard to believe the incel narrative. It's hard to believe that a man will kill a woman because she rejects him. That's just hard for me to believe. I'm 61 years old. But when you put it together with the teachings of Christ Church and some of my religious experience I've had since 22 years old, I see a connection that way. That so now I'm on the fence where I wasn't before.
but I don't buy what the news is saying. What
Yeah,
you
fuck
just
the
showed
news,
with-
right? My hunch is this, or I put it out there like this. Look, we don't
Yeah, and I
thing
listened
is
to
we
your
don't know
video
what's in the
earlier.
evidence bag, right? Nobody knows what's in the
Nope.
evidence bag. So you have a lot of people that are jumping all the way, they're jumping the gun and saying, oh, he was framed or he was this. Let me see evidence that points at him being framed. Once the evidence comes out, if they say that this dude didn't have no blood on him and this and that, I'm gonna start seeing, that's a red flag to me, because the stabbings with a K-bar, it's going to be a bloody scene. Look, they showed blood allegedly coming out the walls. Either way, whether it was blood coming out the walls or not, a crime of this magnitude with a K-bar knife is going to be a bloody scene.
I believe so too. And I believe it was more than that K-bar knife because of the videos I've seen of the axe and the machete. I just can't get those images out of my mind. That's within the fraternity. But then again, with Doug Wilson owning half this town and college, and half of them go to this church, what is their mindset? The fraternity. The poor, I feel sorry for the sorority girls. I mean, you know, if they're up underneath that teaching of Doug Wilson, and the women don't have a voice and they're scared to wear their clothes a certain way because the men will lust over them or kill them. Now you can get killed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just,
it's getting crazy. I mean, and this is globally, this happens a lot. And I have learned in the Satanism and Satanists, when they commit murders, they know how to clean themselves up without a trace. They are good at not leaving a trace. That is something, a true full-blooded Satanist that does the ritualistic sacrifices will not leave a trace of who the killer was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been proven through that would get political if I got that way. It's been proven. And if anybody wants to ask me, you know, on the side where I get this information from, I will share.
And I like the fact that you stick to what, you know, what you believe in your heart rather than carrying what, you know, 50 other YouTubers have said, or
yes.
you know what I mean?
And some of this is my Christian belief. I believe that people can worship the devil as much as we can worship God. I believe they can sacrifice for the devil as much as we can, you know, do our kind of, you know what I mean, our living for God.
Yeah, no doubt. Nah, I get what you're saying for sure.
You know, it is good and evil. It goes down. It's down to between God and the devil. If we believe the devil and God exist, and I do, I don't believe we evolve.
So it's for the folks that don't believe in God, it's really bad. It's bad versus evil, and then, you know,
yeah, it still is for them too. They got to deal with the evil just like we do.
Damn right.
Whether you believe in God or not.
Exactly.
So that's just if Bryan is involved with Doug Wilson and Christ Church in any way, and it was theorized in this interview, this was theorized that his family could be connected to Christ Church also, and that's why they came from Pennsylvania, or he came from Pennsylvania.
It really could be that deep. You never know, man. It really, I don't know. Definitely send me wherever you found, you know, some information at. So
I will. I could do it on Discord.
Yeah,
I'll
do
send
it.
that video to you.
I'd love to check it out.
It's a tough channel to watch because they challenge every belief about God, and that is a tough channel. It's been tough for me, but that video with Lorena was really, really good.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, it don't hurt to watch anything, you know.
You'll learn a lot. You will learn a lot about that mindset I'm talking about, and the possibility. I mean, I didn't think Bryan could be connected until this way, maybe this way. I don't know.
Cecilia
And it
actually
has
had a
nothing to
good.
do with, I don't know if the girls, if those college, the ones, Kaylee and them, I don't think they were attached to Christ Church. Maybe Kaylee and them knew what was going on in Christ Church, and maybe there was rituals going on in this church also, like there has been in other churches across the globe, you know, where they've done their rituals in churches when nobody's looking. Maybe Kaylee and them knew that stuff,
Yeah, no doubt.
you know,
Now,
and it's
now
not
this
at
ID
all.
shit. What do you think about this ID video that I just played with them saying they found the
I don't know what
identification?
the ID. I don't know what the ID could be. That's what I'm asking. What's the ID,
Well,
and why won't they tell it?
let's think about it. Okay, so where could this be coming from? If it is true, we got to jump into if it is true, right? So if it is true, if you recall the stuff that they got off of his or in his car or wherever they found those IDs at, remember they mentioned they found IDs? I wonder
I
if
think so.
and people are bringing this up in chat, and I'm glad they reminded me of it, which because they did on one of the search warrants or whatever, I forget exactly what it was, but it did have IDs listed on there.
I mean, I don't, but they said anything about any of their driver's license or anything like that missing?
No.
I would think ID would mean it would have to, without a doubt, be Kaylee's article of something if it wasn't a driver's license or campus ID or something like that, a college ID, sorority ID.
Yeah, there's no telling.
You know, and like you said, with those break-ins in the car, like that one in March, I mean, that was before Bryan. They messed with her stuff, but she didn't say anything was stolen. I don't remember her saying anything was stolen. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is deep. It's deep. And I just see the signs. I see secret society signs, especially with the fraternity. And I know it's generational. And the president of the university, I have vibes about him, and I think he's my age. I mean, I know my age group, and I think it's generational also. And look how old Doug Wilson is. Well, I mean, you know, he's as old as I am, but you know what I mean.
Did you see the interview with Doug Wilson?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a real good. He's got a real weird. How can I say? He's got a real. There's weird shit going on that side. I'll say
he knows how to twist the word to make it look like he's all this and that on TV, on national TV. They're good at that. The false teachers are real good at covering them, telling the truth enough to get you to believe, but it's really a lie. Well, you see how it is. I know God is not for the way Doug Wilson teaches those husbands to treat their wives. That is not of God at all, ever. God doesn't say you can force your wife if she says no. No, that's not biblical. And Doug Wilson teaches husbands to do that to their wives. I've never experienced that, but that would be bad. That would be religious and spiritual abuse on top of the other abuse. And it's criminal, right?
Right.
When you say no and you're forced, it's criminal. So, I mean, he's already teaching them to be criminals. And think of them, half of them are in the fraternities.
Yeah.
These are fraternity members being taught by Doug Wilson, going to go out into the world and be CEOs.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I mean, I guess, you know, I'm ranting. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's what it's for. It's for everybody to have a voice and
I
place
hope
their
I'm
opinion.
making sense, though. I mean, I'm away from the TV and I'm on my phone, so I can't see the chat at all.
No, you're fine. You're fine. This is everybody. I think everybody deserves to speak what they feel, especially
in
this case in general is tough.
let's find out if there is a connection with Bryan and Christ Church and Doug Wilson, and if he is his pastor and therapist in the jail. Because they were talking about that in the interview. That's how it came up with Bryan, that he's a therapist also, not just a pastor. And that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Psychology like that is dangerous. That messing with the mind control, all that's dangerous.
Does anybody know his middle name?
Doug?
Yeah, what's Doug's middle name?
No, I don't know. Oh, and I've heard that Doug name in spirit boxes. I heard it in one. I'll send that information to you since you have done that.
Yeah.
She didn't put Doug on her screen, but it sounded like Doug to me a few times.
Okay.
When they were calling out names.
Yeah, definitely. I'll check it out.
Okay.
No doubt. No doubt. You know,
okay, I'll let you go. I know others like to call in. Everybody likes to call you. So I'm going to get off the phone and give someone else a chance.
Okay. I appreciate you calling in.
This time. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome, ma'am. God bless you. Lock your doors. You know the drill. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. And hopefully I'll hear from you again soon.
Okay. Bye.
You have a great night, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
God bless you. If you want to call in, 219-885-9693, you already know the drill. Lisa, oh my God, let me have 5 minutes with that woman. You said, I'm just not buying it. Funny this comes along when the BK frenzy is calming down quite a bit while we're waiting for the first hearing this early summer. They had to keep the ratings up somehow. That could be very well true. They could have surfed through the affidavit, or not the affidavit, I'm sorry, just the search warrants in general, and said, yo, there's an ID. Let's get Jennifer Coffendorfer and this lawyer up here and let's make a conversation. That's very possible. Very, very possible. Is it true? I don't know. You know what I mean? But I have my own opinions. I listen to no one. Let's see who just called. Somebody just called.
I almost gave you my real name.
916 in the mix. Yeah, no.
Hi. Okay, so it's West End. I almost gave you my real name. I almost said, hey.
You're fine. You're good.
Okay. So I just listened to that caller, and number one, applause. I think that's great. I get nervous when I call and I start talking fast and stutter, and she's great, and it takes a lot of courage for us to call in and give our opinion. I did want to just share something really quick from digging. I went ahead and pulled background checks on all the Wilsons. Okay, I subscribed, and I went ahead and pulled his, and I pulled his family. I've got their contact info. I've got all their emails. I know the grandfather owns multiple properties. I know where they live. They have a family member that is absolutely military. I've also looked into these guys. They're very extreme with the church. You could kind of look at it like an LSD or whatever, Mormon. I mean, it's not Mormon, but they're extreme. They're rigid against women. Everything she said is true about this as far as it being rigid. That being said, I'm not sure if she's from Pullman or where she's from, if she's from Moscow, but I'm also not sure where she stands on things. I know there's a lot of people that really, you got two political sides here, and I don't care. I'm not political, so we're definitely not going there. I'm just intelligently saying that you got people that are hating each other for extreme views. You got these guys hating women for being, whatever they think, promiscuous or loose or having COVID rules and blah, blah, blah. And being a university town with what they may consider real leftist views. And then you've got people over there that are thinking these guys are extremely right and extremely, which I agree with a lot of it. I mean, some on both sides. But the bottom line is I looked him up, and this guy, Doug Wilson, all he has is speeding tickets. And I know everywhere he's got a speeding. He's got one in Siskiyou. He's got a couple in Pullman. His father's got a property in Colorado, which I thought was interesting. I thought that might be a link since Bryan Kohberger went out of his way to travel through Colorado. I thought that was interesting. And then they talked about a Chevy pickup being in the background. Well, I pulled that Chevy pickup. I found the VIN number. I pulled it up. It's a 2013 Chevy Silverado, but it's silver. The one that we saw in the background is black.
Okay.
So I just think that I could see Kohberger not being an incel, but having some kind of feelings about hatred for women because he's not chosen. You know, he's not one of those guys that the women are lining up for. You know, he gets turned down a lot. And that pisses guys off sometimes. And I also think that Maddie, and she reminds me a lot of me a little bit when I watched her at the food truck video, kind of giving that guy, like, I'm not dealing with you kind of attitude. She was like, fuck you, basically. She gave him the finger. And I also, once you heard her walking, talk, she's like, what'd you tell Adam? Oh, God, Adam, we were just doing that. Holy cow. We were just doing that box thing. Adam,
Yeah.
Adam's the bartender.
Adam kept coming up. Yeah.
Adam, I just linked it. But anyway, what did you tell Adam? And she said everything. So she's a spicy little one. She's not a shrinking violet. So I can see those guys being irritated with her. But I just think that we need to be conscientious about the fact that I'm not sure, this lady sounds like she may live there, and props to her and no disrespect, but I would be interested in finding out if she's also an extreme view on the left side and maybe just hates her religion, or does she have facts? And I'd love to hear her facts. So I'll let everybody call in and I'll let you go. And that'll be my last call tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you calling in again, Wesleyan girl. God bless you. You know the deal.
And dude, Adam, can you believe it? I was wondering what Adam, remember the box? We were doing the box.
Yeah, no doubt. The Adam kept coming up today when we were on my other channel. Yeah, for sure.
Crazy. Okay, I'll keep listening.
It is crazy. It is crazy. And then I'll talk to you about it later. But definitely for sure. No doubt.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to her. 828 played again. What's up?
Hey, T-REV, it's Leah again.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Okay. I'm not extreme. I'm not extreme left. I've always been Republican, voted Republican, that kind of thing. I'm not from Moscow or Pullman. I'm not right or left anymore. I'm out of the Dog and Pony show. But I do know what is truth, and I have learned a lot of this stuff about the Satanism. It does go high up, very high up, to the highest up in the leaders and all that stuff. And that's who I am. I'm on TikTok in my name. I'm public in my name. I'm Leah Story. I'm on Facebook. I'm public on Facebook. I share a lot of my views. I have. Facebook censored me and took away my 11-year page because of my speaking out and that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of nervous right now because I haven't read chat. I'm not even looking at chat. I'm just watching you on TV and listening to you and the other caller. And I'm not from that area. I've just been listening to these interviews and listening about Doug Wilson. And I've had some hardcore, tough, self-righteous religion thrown on me when I first became a Christian. But me, as the person I am, I pulled out of that because I accept everybody for who they are. I do not judge anybody, and I've always been that way. I've just been that way. And I try to live right my own self, but, and I've suffered mentally from some of these teachings. In a submissive wife, I lost a son. I mean, he had a heart attack, and
I'm sorry
when he was born, he would be 34 years old on the 15th. And when he was born, everybody in the nursery was concerned about his heart, being a heart murmur. And give me a second.
I got one of I got a heart murmur.
And the doctor came in and he said, I suggest that you take home a heart monitor for a couple of months. You don't have to, but I suggest it. And my husband said no, and I didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's sad.
So, I mean, it's a tough That's where I'm coming from in the submissive part. If y'all want to know, if that lady caller wanted to know who I am or what, this is who I am right here. And I didn't only lose one child, I've lost another one. So, I mean, it's tough for me. It's been 6 years ago that I lost my daughter, 25 years old, to a four-wheeler accident, and her videos are in my YouTube channel that I show of her. Well, of course, TikTok has all that, but I'm just saying that at that moment in my submissive wife, why didn't I say, no, let's take the heart monitor home? Because then I would have known my baby's heart. I would have known if it wasn't right. And mothers know that stuff, and I didn't get that chance. Because I was the submissive wife, I let my husband make the choice.
That's sad. And how old did you say your son was?
He was 4 months old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1989, and he would be 34 years old in the 15th of this month.
Wow.
So, yeah, this stuff is real. I mean, like I said, I haven't been through the extent that I've heard these women that have come out of this church and Doug Wilson, what they've talked about. They've been abused by Doug Wilson and Doug Wilson's father. I've never been done that way in church before, but I understand it. I feel for me being an accepting person and non-judgmental person, I can accept the traumas that other people have been through also. Even with me being a bereaved mama, of course, I can understand the other traumas. To me, a parent going through losing a child is the worst an adult person can go through. A child's worst thing they can go through is the abuse, the initials essay. To me, that would be the worst for a child. So I identify in that way with people like that have histories of that, if that makes sense.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but I'll let you go.
Yeah, that's definitely. I'm sorry to hear that about your daughter.
It's okay.
That's sad.
Thank you again for letting me have a voice.
Absolutely. Always will too.
Thank you.
Always will, man.
And I'll talk to you later.
God bless you, man. You call me anytime you want.
Okay. Bye-bye.
God bless you. Lock your doors. Stay safe, please.
I will.
No doubt. Thank you. Shout out to her. That's tough. That's tough. God bless her, man. That's tough. Losing a son, young age, and then losing a daughter. That's very, very. That's sad. I can sympathize with her on that for sure. Make sure anybody want to call up, the phone numbers at the bottom of the screen, 219-885-9693. Do you think that these IDs they're reporting on are the IDs they found in his glove box? Do you think Bryan's killed before? Let me know. Call up. Let's hear it. I don't think I'm on. Yeah, I turned do not disturb off, so you're good. Oh my God, I feel so bad. She's upset. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people call and get upset. I'm sure you've been here for it though, Shani. We have a lot of people that call in and get very, very upset. Don't be upset, caller. I only got to third chapter and said this. I've had one scary dream with BK in it. It was so scary. Sorry about the Cavs, but it makes me mad as hell. You guys don't deserve that. Right. Isn't there another Pennsylvania page that has the PC or Chromebook on it? The ID card, I think, was listed to the bottom right corner. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Caller. Happy birthday to Detective 971. What's going on? You're live.
Hey, what's up, Rev? What's your name? T-REV?
T-REV, yes.
Hey, what's up? My mom watches your YouTube channels all the time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I'm glad to have you.
And I see you rapping on there too. You do really good. That's awesome. You got some music out yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Albums out. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, T-REV.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I've been watching you since the day after the Idaho murders,
Oh yeah.
November 14th. Yeah. I almost watch you every day.
Well, I appreciate
It's,
that.
yeah, yeah. I got the PTSD. I got PTS too. PTSD.
Oh, do you? What?
Yeah.
So you say you've been watching since the beginning?
Since from the beginning.
So what's your
Yeah.
thoughts? What's your thoughts on everything right now? Do you think Bryan's killed before? You think he's a serial killer?
Oh, he has to have. He has to have done it before. The way he did it, you don't just go in and do it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. He's I'm just hoping if he's done something in Pennsylvania or wherever, Philadelphia, I hope that they catch him too.
Yeah.
If that's allegedly happening.
You mean you hope they add on the charges to what he's already?
Yeah.
Did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's sad though. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's some weird stuff going on there in Idaho. A lot of satanic cults and stuff. I mean, you don't hear about them because they don't want you to know about it. But I bet you anything it has something to do with it. Yeah.
Possibly.
Yep.
That's crazy. Where'd you hear that?
Yeah. I'm just thinking because I know that Utah and all that, they have the rituals and all that. That's what I've heard. There's a lot of cults like in Utah. And you go up into Idaho and it's, really redneck type thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of secrets.
Yeah, I mean
nobody knows about.
That goes on everywhere,
Yeah,
generally, cult type shit. So I mean,
I
mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm saying you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep everybody. You're the place where you could actually say what you want to say. Freedom of speech, and that's wonderful. You've made it where people could be involved. That's a great way to be involved. Yeah. Yep.
That's how we like to do it,
Yeah.
That's how we like.
All right. I just thought to say thank you for keeping me on board. Put it that way. I was into it, man. I was switching, and then it switched to something else, and 2 days later it'd be something else, and yeah. Who knows? Who knows what's really happened? Well, anyway, I'm from Portland, Oregon. Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Gotta see
that's right near where. That's not too far from there, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. It's Portland's it's getting pretty bad. With the drug problems, the thing that number 110 they passed. It's made it horrible everywhere. It's bad. It's bad, and homeless everywhere. It's just horrible. It's gotten bad. So they really got to hit the homeless thing hard on. But a lot of it has to do with that fentanyl too.
Yeah, fentanyl is killing a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
That's been for the last 5-10 years strong.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know what the stuff was.
Right.
But now I can see it. How people are acting on the streets, standing on the corner, acting weird. Yeah. It's scary. There's a lot of shootings going on here in Portland. Yeah. So you got to be careful.
Well, yeah, you definitely got to be careful. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate the praise and showing love, and also calling up and having a voice in the community. God bless you, ma'am, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. And
all right.
Just
God bless.
You better go lock them windows and doors and make sure you're vigilant when you go out. Be safe.
Absolutely.
We're living
I got a concealed weapon, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Take it easy, T-REV.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
God bless. Shout out to her. Hold up. Let's see who else we got. Who just called? My bad. Go ahead. Do it again. 289-253-661. All right. So if you want to call in, it's 219-885-9693. What's your thoughts? Let's hear it. Salem, Oregon in the building. Shout out to Salem, Oregon. I've seen a couple people say that. Trank Dove. Let's see. 289. What's going on? You're live.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
You're live. What's going on?
Oh, it's Rosie Lee May from Toronto.
How you doing, Rosie?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to talk to you about Bryan Kohberger. I've been watching your show forever.
Let's jump into it.
Yeah, I think he has killed before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you think
hear myself on the air.
You think he's been doing it for a while?
Yes, I do. There was a lady and her son who got attacked, and they got murdered, and the father lived or the mother lived. I'm wondering if he had anything to do with that.
What state did that happen in, the one that you're talking about?
I'm not sure. I'm from Toronto, Ontario.
Okay.
In Canada.
I remember you saying that. Then I talked to you one other time, right?
No, I've been trying to get through to you for months.
I swore I talked to you before. Or somebody sounds familiar to you.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, somebody sounds just like, yeah, definitely. Canada, like when I've had a few people call from Canada. It's the I think it's the accent that gets me.
Yeah, but I just wanted to tell you we love your show, and we watched it all when that guy called in, and we all thought it was Bryan, and that guy was really weird. He never did say why he said that about his friends that knew people who wanted to know how to commit murders, and that was just a weird call.
Yeah,
when
definitely.
You went on the Como show, remember?
Definitely a weird call.
That guy was so strange.
Yeah, he was sus. He was sus for sure.
Yeah, and there's been so much weird stuff going on.
Oh my God!
There, it's crazy. And even this Officer Payne, he was driving quite far away to kill wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard that.
He was driving where to do what?
He was driving at least 100 miles away from town to murder wolves.
To murder a wolf?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he had it on a YouTube channel.
So was he hunting or what? Is he a hunter?
I don't call that hunting what he was doing.
I'd have to check that out. It's not on YouTube no more?
No, I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but it was on YouTube. And Dr. Thirsty there, I think that's his name, he was tracking him down. He reported him.
That's interesting.
I think he was killing tagged ones.
Yeah, that's wild. I did hear something about him killing wolves before, but I never seen the video. Right.
I just heard about it, and I went to YouTube, and I couldn't find anything on it. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on with this case. Like, it's crazy what's going on. I don't even know. Do you think Bryan did it?
Absolutely, I think that personally. Now, other people don't. Some people do. Some people are in the middle. I personally think he did.
I did too, but it's just the timeline and him being alone. That's a short amount of time.
I mean, I've looked at everything in all these videos that are out there. Nobody showed me anything to really change my mind. After I think about things and sit there and actually think about it and look at what I'm looking at, there's nobody to corroborate anything. There's no evidence that backs up the claims that I've seen out there, in my opinion. Yeah. So the thing is, for me to make a decision on whether there was shit planted, I need to hear what evidence is at the scene. Because if you stab 4 people, it's going to be a bloodbath, and there's going to be evidence somewhere. Period. So if they have no evidence but a knife sheath, then we're going to have a problem. I personally won't think he did it then if I get that back. If I get back, there was just a knife sheath with his DNA, no blood, nothing from the victims found on him. If there's nothing from the victims found on Bryan anywhere in his vehicle, whether at his apartment, whether in Pennsylvania,
he didn't even have a cut on his hands.
Yeah, but that he also got caught late December.
Right, exactly.
He had a long time to heal up if he did cut himself.
If he did cut himself. I'm just wondering if he was alone. Do you think he was a DoorDash driver?
I sent you a video on the wolves. I'm gonna check it out, Dr. Thrifty. Do I think he was the DoorDash driver? Absolutely not. 1,000%. Because if he was a DoorDash driver, they would know that. When you are DoorDashing, you first of all you got to give they have your license, all that different shit. So you would be connected immediately.
You or something too?
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
DoorDashing, you have different directions. Some people say leave it at the door. If you have to leave it at the door, you got to take a picture. Some people you hand it to, they have your license though, right off the bat. DoorDash has your license. They have to do that legit.
So you think it was possible with the timeline that he could have done it? Like 4 people?
Yeah, absolutely. If they're sleeping, you can go in and catch them off guard. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah. I would like to see the jury go in there and hear the sounds in the home. Like, you know what I mean? Like a reenactment.
Right.
Where you would go into Dylan's room and et cetera. So you could figure it out yourself, right? Why the cops weren't called for so long. So many questions. I have so many questions about it. And I don't want to be mean about Dylan, but what's up with that? Like all those hours later. It's just hard to imagine. Really hard to imagine. But I will try to find the Dr. Thirsty video where
he said he sent it to me. He said he sent it to me in chat. Yeah, he told me he sent it to me, so I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, that's really, really good because I know he was doing not good things. Well, I guess if you're a hunter, you're a hunter, but I don't understand why you go and kill, wolves. Like, maybe it's just because I'm from the city, I'm not into hunting, I guess. But I just wanted to say I love your show.
Well, I appreciate you.
And I thank you for all your work. I watch you all the time.
Well,
We do.
I appreciate you calling in and having a voice and just, being around, period, in general. What's your name in chat?
My name is Rose.
Rose.
Rose May Donnelly.
Rose May Donnelly. I like that name. That's a good name.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rose. I appreciate you.
Senior citizens who love your show. We listen to it all the time.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the support on the channel, having a voice, and just being positive. I appreciate that.
Okay, and you have a good night, and I'm so glad I finally got to talk to you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm glad I got to talk to you, too. It was nice meeting you, Rose. Hopefully this isn't the last time I hear from you.
No, it won't be. Now that I know I can get through, and you're real.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you take care, and God bless to you and your family.
Lock your doors, Rose, and stay safe, okay?
Okay.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye. Shout out to her, man. Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul. Let's see who this is. In a minute. This guy separated chair.
Hello.
What's going on? 310.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing well. I've been watching you, and I really enjoy everything. And just shout out to everybody. Hello. I am one of those people that is just kind of just going off the current evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that my view of this is, I really think that when he allegedly entered the house, I think that he was only planning on killing one of the girls. And the fact that there was 2 girls in the bed together, again, girls go out and party, they're crashing over someone's house. That's just normal. I'm currently 51, but when I was in college, my junior year, I was in a house with 5 people, 5 bedrooms. And I promise you, the Macy's Day Parade could have come through our house at times and we wouldn't have heard things. It's just, you got to really put your mindset into that college mode, living in a house, weekend. So when you kind of put that in, I think he went to kill one of the girls, and the two of them were in the bed together, and he panicked, and he killed both of them. I think on the way out, either Xana or her boyfriend ran into him, and in a panic, that's what happened. I think allegedly he did it by himself. I think the whole thing, if it comes out that there was one that he was more infatuated with than the other, I do think that it was one person or one of the women that he went there for, and the fact that they were crashed out in bed together took him by surprise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you got to figure for if they estimated it to be at like what 4 a.m. So
yeah,
you figure everybody's relaxing and winding down for the night, or either probably fell asleep, possibly. So yeah, I mean, I could see him slipping in.
Oh yeah, him slipping in is easy at that time of night, especially just seeing that kind of stuff. I think him getting upstairs, I mean, that again, you got to kind of put yourself, I know it's a quiet area, but if you're out and you've been drinking and you're in college, I mean, I'm telling you, you got to put yourself back in those days. You could sleep till 10 or 11 and not even realize the sun was up at times. Or at least in the 90s we did. So I just think that he only thought there was going to, whoever he was after, he only thought there was going to be one girl in the room. I don't think he went there with the intent to kill 4.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually agree with that.
In my opinion.
I agree with that. I don't
he
think he went to kill 4 either.
And I think that either the dog was in the room with them or he put the dog in the other room.
That's a big possibility also. I mean, that's not out the fucking question that he put that dog in the other room, because you figure when I go to bed at night, my dog's with me. Period.
Mine too.
My dog and my fiance are with me when I go to bed every night. I make sure I love my dog. My dog is always by me. He's never not near me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also, again, I think it wasn't, was it Kaylee, the one who came back into town for the night?
Yeah. Kaylee came in, she was showing off her, her new car.
So that, to me, again, just putting myself back into the fun college days. You come in town, you're seeing your friends, you go out, you're just chatting in bed, you end up passing out in bed together. That would just be normal. And so that's why I think that when he went into that room, I don't think he expected 2 people in that bed. And I think that set off the string of panic. And then I don't think he ever had any intention of even going near Xana and Ethan, unfortunately. Again, this is all just my opinion, allegedly.
Right. So what do you think about when you think about this, right? And I'm asking you as somebody who watches true crime, because you're obviously into true crime, right? And watched cases in the past. So with the crime, like I said, I made a video earlier and I said a crime of this magnitude, you're gonna have blood all over you more than likely. There's no way you're going in with a K-bar and fully forcing these stab wounds into the victims and not getting blood on you in case you're slit their throat and didn't stab them that much or whatever. But
he definitely had blood on him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he definitely had blood on him. And I think if anyone just literally just goes to their front door and you time 10 minutes, you'd be surprised how long 10 minutes is. If it was, what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like it shouldn't be a lot of time, but it's a shockingly short period of time. You could get a lot done. So I think that personally, he was someone who just had an obsession, and I think the obsession grew. And I think it's really hard, maybe because I'm a Gen Xer and a child of the 70s. I mean, just being, and I grew up in New York, there are just creepy people out there, and it does happen. And this just, to me, has the signs of someone who just became so obsessed. And perhaps the catalyst was knowing that Kaylee was back in town. By being able to see that on social media.
You think Kaylee was possibly the target?
I'm saying if she was the target,
Mhm.
if one of the two girls, if she was, I could see how him seeing them on Instagram that day would give him a thought of now or never. Whether he went in there initially for a sexual assault and had the knife on him, as one would do, probably, you know, you're either going to have a gun or a knife if you're going to break into someone's house to sexually assault them, and things went south. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think he would have been capable of sexually assaulting them. I think that I think his obsession turned to that hatred. I really do.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, that's what I'm saying. That's how I would have a problem if when the evidence came out, they didn't find nothing as far as like blood in his vehicle. Because if you think you go in, commit these murders, you're not sitting around there to hang out. You're getting the fuck out of there and getting in your car, right? And leaving.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The chances of you transferring blood from you, or you just got done with this horrific crime scene. I can only imagine. I mean, they paint it as being so bad, which I can only imagine. That's 4 people stabbed with a K-bar. So you go run into your vehicle right after the murders, and what are the chances of you not transferring blood? 10%, 15%? At the, you know what I mean?
What I think when it comes to this is where I feel like I need to wait to see the evidence, because if you start getting into the minutia now, I think you could go in so many directions. I think until we know what the DNA they do have, because that's an important thing. If they do have it, where does that lead? If they don't have it, then we need to see what else they do have to see where it leads. So right now, I just think with the very myopic information we have, you almost can't go in too many directions until you have more. You know, it's almost like you're stunted in a way. But I feel like in a lot of those, especially these more high profile cases, I do feel that there's going to be evidence that will come out. I mean, I didn't follow those Delphi murders that often, but wasn't there some evidence that came out afterwards that turns out there was a video of some sort that ended up being like the linchpin that no one ever even knew about? So I just feel that let's just wait and see what DNA evidence, what they got from him, what all this is, because it could be a lot simpler than what it's trying to be made out to be.
Right. I mean, it's we got to think about it like this. It's a murder just like the rest of all these other crimes that we watch. The difference is people are murdered in different manners. So, you got stabbings, you got shootings, you got strangulation, you got so many different ways that people are murdered, poisoned. So, I mean, we can take what we've seen in the past from everything that we've studied in true crime and apply it to this. It's that, like, I mean, you can. Now, every case has its own fingerprint, right? But when it comes to a crime like this, when it comes to using a knife, and so look at all the knife cases you ever looked at, and look at all the evidence that people ever got knocked with, right?
Very intimate.
Exactly. Take your knowledge from those cases and put, damn, this is very possible that this is in this case. That's what I did with this whole entire thing. When looking at
Bryan, that's why I think he was obsessed. It was an obsession. That's why the stabbing is so intimate.
That's what I'm saying. It's something deep, and he didn't just go there and do it for no reason. He had some type of obsession, or and it may not even have been like, I want to be with this girl. He just had wanted to kill her, period, or kill him, her,
absolutely.
Whatever.
Yep.
Allegedly, and I'm putting that out there. People are like innocent till I see people in the comments like innocent until proven guilty, and that like I'm convicting him and this and that. Well, you know what? I'm a regular old person that has a opinion just like everybody else that I let call in 1, 2, and people that talk in the comments. I like seeing different opinions. I'm not saying you could say that I'm saying the dude's guilty or whatever. In my heart, I believe it's him. If that's saying he's guilty, it is what it is. He is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law in the United States of America.
Agreed.
But he's not innocent
Agreed.
from my opinion, because my opinion and your opinion, nobody, we're allowed to share our opinions. That's what
of course we are. Yeah, and that's why, like, a lot of times, like, when I hear people talk about the roommate, again, oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Oh, I'll say about DM, the other roommate. You know, again, until we learn more, I just don't think she should be attacked. I lived in a house with 5 people. We each had our own bedroom. We would lock our doors at night because we didn't want people thinking our room was the bathroom. That's why we did it, not for anything insidious. When you have people over, people might think your room's the bathroom. So you got to think about these things like, why would she lock her door? Well, if people are over, we did it because we didn't want people thinking our room was the bathroom. So I think that we need to give this roommate, until we know more, just give her a little bit of grace, because it is very possible that she just thought she saw someone and she went back to bed and she passed out. Until we know more, I just don't think there's any reason to demonize anybody like that.
Right. Shit's crazy.
So I feel bad when people say things like, how could she not hear it? How could she not? It's just one of those things that there's so many ways that people can say that, but gosh, until you're in any type of situation like that, and God forbid you're ever not, like, God forbid you're not, you really don't know. Or for all we know, she really just thought it was someone leaving the house and was like, fucking just got to go to bed. You know what I mean? And just passed out. I mean, we all assume that she, you know, thought it was something bad, but she could have just been annoyed and been like, fucking going back to bed. Like, they still haven't left yet. 4:30 in the morning, I'm just saying, if you're just passing out, we just pass out. So I don't know. I don't know. Allegedly, it just seems like signs are pointing to him at the moment, with what we have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, there's we only got a PCA out. Then we got items that were seized from search warrants from Bryan's dad's house, or, you know, parents' house, and then his apartment. So, and then you have these rumors that are floating around. So in reality, I keep telling people, we do not know what's in that evidence bag. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got a lot of people that are, you know, jump outside the box and just think of creative ways to create content. And you know, they just go off based off, all right, so what we have here, the biggest what do they say? I heard so many different things. The biggest red flag is, you know, everything points at the cops. Or the biggest red flag is, you know, Brent Kohberger had this you know, suicide shootout with the police. And you got all these different theories that come out, and I respectfully disagree, right? But at the same time, it's like the same. Well, I've had conversations with folks, and they don't ever think about the evidence that's to come, because nobody knows the evidence that is that is collected right now, that is in a bag right now, that is gearing up to be in the trial. They're still probably doing testing, already did testing. There's no telling what they have.
Well, and also, I mean, obviously, you know, it's one thing to follow true crime and be interested in true crime, but especially with, you know, obviously these high profile cases, I mean, these are people's lives we're talking about. These are, you know, I mean, if we all know now, you know, it's like this stuff lives on the internet forever. Yeah. You know, and I just with something like that, and until we know, you know, for at least for the people that we don't know more about, like maybe someone like, you know, the roommates and stuff like that, it's just so disheartening sometimes to see attacks before we know, because we don't even know them. We don't know them. And it's hard because this stuff just kind of lives on.
No doubt. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you calling in, having a voice in the community, and God bless you, ma'am. Lock your doors, stay safe, stay vigilant, and hopefully I hear from you again.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
You too, man. Shout out to her. Good call. Let's see. 219-885-9693. Know the deal. Exactly, Annie. Weird, but the psychic reverend said she saw him at their kitchen sink washing his hands. Oh my God. I do remember seeing that from Reverend Don. 843, you're on with me. What's going on?
How are you, T-REV?
I'm hanging in there. So what's
Good.
your thoughts on all this rah-rah going on?
This has been since the beginning. I'm telling you what, it just goes, it's a house of cards. It's so ironic that the lady, the caller before had mentioned, and you had mentioned Brent, well, actually you mentioned Brent Kopaka. Okay, so we know allegedly that the cops are allegedly corrupt, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, and that it was told that Kopaka and Kohberger were partying together that night, allegedly. Now, my question to you is, because I don't know the truth, didn't Kopaka have the same vehicle?
Not that I know of. I don't think he had the same vehicle at all. I remember looking at his vehicle a while back because somebody sent it to me, and it definitely wasn't the same as Bryan.
So it wasn't a white Elantra?
Nah, not from what I was sent. In case what I was sent was wrong, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a white Elantra.
So I'm kind of going with the Kopaka theory.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so what do you think happened? Break it down for everybody that's in here, because there's a lot of people I've heard that have a Kopaka theory.
Really?
Yeah, no doubt. I've heard of plenty of those theories.
Okay, so here's a 37-year-old living in a dorm, or an apartment. There was a connection between Kopaka and Kohberger. Now, it's been said allegedly, and I don't know if it was Sweetie Pilo or not, but that they were partying one night and they used the knife to cut the cocaine. Now, this would make sense if, let's say, Kohberger drove his car and wanted to leave and left Kopaka behind. Now, here we go. We've got Kopaka there, and then we've got Kohberger in his car. Did he come back and try to pick up Kopaka? Did he find out what Kopaka did and just went home? I find it really strange that, Kopaka died under the police SWAT team. But he was the one actually that had the PTSD from the military. So I'm kind of like, I love the other theories too, but this one here is kind of, there's no mention of Kopaka as far as what happened. What did they find in his place? Did they search his place? And that Kohberger mentioned it when he got stopped with his dad. There was a shooting. It's all kind of like, I've been on this from the beginning with you. So, I mean, it's just, there's no telling at this point.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the Kopaka theory?
I don't believe it. I don't
No.
think that he had anything to do with these murders whatsoever. I feel like if that was the case, he's deceased now, and they would have mentioned possibly, or maybe even put it out in the air about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't feel that. And if he is, it will come out. If I'm wrong, I'll go back and say I'm wrong. Just like, when I put a video up today, I'm not sure if you've seen it. I dropped it. I told my theory in the video, and I also was speaking on the reports of him possibly being a serial killer. But long story short, do I think Brent Kopeka had anything to do with the Idaho 4 murders? No, I do not. But I do like hearing everybody's theory, whether I respectfully disagree with it or not, because some of you have some very interesting theories that could be possible. So I listen. That's why I like to listen to everybody, and I do feel like everybody needs a chance to be heard about what they're talking about or what they've done research on. It's important to hear what everybody else thinks, the opinions of everybody else, in my opinion.
Well, when this first started, and I think a month after or so, we were talking about theories, and I had said that there were possibly two people, and that's probably the cartel. Now, I don't know anything about Idaho. I don't know anything about cartels there or any kind of drug. I don't know anything. But I don't know between, it's like a soup of theories. It's like pick which one you want, you know? It's so disturbing, and it's so can't get a grip on it with what we know.
So right now, as it sits before anything comes out, you think Brent Kopaka could possibly be the guy, or you think he is?
Well, it deflates my theory, because I was under the assumption that the white Elantra, and I heard this, I don't know where, I cannot remember, but Kopaka had the same exact vehicle. And so from that, I went, okay, well, if that's that, then why can't this be this?
Right.
But I don't know where I had heard that they were partying. They did cocaine with a knife. They used a knife. All that. I don't know. I believe everybody else's theories are, you know, can be the theory too. But I think the hush hush with Kopaka's death and how it happened and what happened, and you know, I knew they knew each other. I mean, what's a 37-year-old doing in an apartment on WSU?
Yeah, no, it's a good question for sure.
That's really sketchy.
What are we going to do with our lives when the Idaho 4 case is over? Cover more cases, help other people? I mean, I'm already doing that now, but in general. Mac Pride asked that. I had to answer. I'm like, man, I got to answer that. I help other people, man, as much as it possibly can. Shine light on other cases.
You know, well, I lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for almost 25 years. And there were two high-profile cases with Brittany Drexel and Heather Elvis. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No, I haven't heard of any of those.
Okay. Well, it took 11 years to find Brittany Drexel, who's from New York. She went down on vacation and disappeared. It took 11 years to find the offender. And Heather Elvis died, and the husband and wife, there was an affair going on with Heather Elvis and the husband, and he was married. And so instead of them going to jail for murder, they, went to jail for kidnapping. That's when I really started to get into the true crime, because because I lived at the beach, there were so many things that happened that, and so many people gather there from different states. But anyhow, I don't know. It makes me wonder about Kopaka, because it was like the SWAT team was called in. He was shot in the end. There was no other coverage on him.
Yeah, it was over after that, right?
Yeah, you would think that would be something that actually would be kind of a high profile thing going on. It was kind of hush hush after all of it. So I don't know. I'm just in this game like everybody else. It's going to be really telling whenever we find out the real evidence. We're probably just going to fall over.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why I'm saying. I just relate when I look at these. Like I said I don't know if it was the caller before, but it's just like, we all are into true crime here. Everybody that's in here is either into true crime or you're just being a fucking troll. in general, right? So I know most of everybody that's in here is into true crime. So I take all the cases that I've ever looked at that's been a stabbing and think about how they got caught, the evidence that got them, which most of the time it's either blood spatter or you know what I mean, shit like that. So I think about, all right, you stabbed 4 people. What was the chances of you getting blood on yourself? Plus, you probably rushed up out of that house after you stabbed them and got into your vehicle. There was no telling if there was any blood on your back. So when you sat against your car seat or anything when you were leaving the scene, if it was him, right? Because innocent until proven guilty, like people say in the chat. But if it was him, the evidence will point to that more than just the knife sheath.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Now here's my thing. I grew up with my family being in law, and if I'm going to go and I have a beef, or I can't put myself in that position, but we're all supposed to supposedly put our minds in a criminal mind and figure this stuff out, whatever. But why wouldn't somebody go in with a gun?
And he had one.
That's the thing. I mean, did ballistics come back? Well, there's nothing that he shot, so they can't use that. But I mean, why would he not use that instead of a knife?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's a lot of, it doesn't make sense in that aspect. For sure. I thought about the same thing. Why didn't you just use the gun that you had? But then again, if you think about it from a criminal aspect, some people don't give a fuck. They'll go in, shoot 4 and dip out, right? But you're gonna alarm more people by shooting that gun.
But here's the thing. Kohberger was in the military who had access to a K-bar.
I mean I've seen that hunch. And I have an open mind to it. Do I think he did it? No, but that is a good point. You know what I mean? But then again, people can order these replicas, and you know what I'm saying? They can order replicas of the K-bar knife. You can get it easily online. I've already seen it, tried it. I didn't try it, but I mean, like, put it in a cart. You know what I mean? Was on a website. It's easy to order a K-bar knife with a sheath.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I do remember this as a fact, but I'll say allegedly, there was a man who actually had a receipt that 2 people went into his shop. I don't know if it was a pawn shop, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He had the receipt that said, yeah, I recognize that guy. He was with another person when he bought the knife. So then it goes, okay, well, the guy spoke up. The guy had spoke up about knowing, I guess he was shown the picture. And then he said, yeah, I totally remember him. And he was with another guy. Yeah. So I'm sorry?
I said, that's some wild shit. Who was the other guy,
See, that's where the Kohberger thing comes in.
Could it have been him? Could they have been friends? Could they have hung out before? Who knows? I'm sure if they did hang out, I'm sure it'll come out. Even if even Kohberger wasn't involved, right? If they did hang out, that shit will come out at some point.
Well, I guess there is something to show that they knew each other. But again, it's like, I never had that theory before. But
what do you think about Enid Harsh?
Yeah, I think he's an informant.
I mean, Dr. Thrifty did some he's made some interesting videos. I actually covered one of them, the videos that he made on Enid, and it made me think. I sat on it for days. I'm like, damn, this is interesting. But I just feel like Enid's mouth, it runs too much for him to be involved, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know. His mouth is just a motor, so I just don't. That's where I was like, nah, this dude wasn't involved. There's no way. His mouth is always running. He's changing posts. Like, though he was weird. Like on Facebook, he's fucking editing his post and shit like that. It's like, come on.
But didn't he go quiet for a while?
Yeah, but I seen him live not too long ago.
So here's my thought. Do you remember the lady that called in who lived in I think it was Pullman, and said that what did she say? She didn't want to give her name. She wanted to give her son's names.
Yeah, you're talking about Paula.
Is that her name?
They called her Mom Bomb. Everybody in my Discord called her Mom Bomb because she did send me some photos too of I won't say who she said took the pictures, but she sent me pictures that weren't on, or she sent me a picture that wasn't on the internet that showed Kopeka's apartment and it was like an army Jeep or something out in front of it. I have that. I reverse Google image searched it and it didn't connect back to anywhere. So it wasn't on the internet. It definitely came from somebody
that's up there.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the first. If somebody sends me something and they claim it's original, I'm gonna Google reverse image search that shit. I'm right off the bat. That's the first thing I'm doing. You send me some shit to my email like, yeah, I got inside information and I took this picture or I got this. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna throw it right up in Google reverse image search.
Yeah, you don't know what to believe. But you know what? I remember one thing. I mean, I remember the whole conversation. However, I do remember her saying, I don't know if you remember this, she said, I do know there was someone arrested, and I think she said, how did she say it? She said something like an informant. There's one person already arrested, and I think she was insinuating allegedly that he was the informant. I mean, I'd have to go back and listen to it, but that kind of sparked my interest too, because I know one of the people, I know that she knows a lot of people or has family that is involved in the direct, scenario up there. So I don't know. It's like she knew a lot. So I think, she was given information. She knows information, but yeah, I really think that, I mean, we don't know what, Pullman's like, or Moscow, but I don't know. That Kopeka thing. I mean, I was originally like, there's two people with the cartel to listen to everybody and the alleged crooked police. And, it's like, really, where are we going to go with this? Which way do we go? And then the IDs come out in the glove box.
Right.
I mean, could a glove box been switched out? It's like, what is happening?
That's true. Oh shit! So I see. All right, let's turn now. Another video drop. Let's see. Sources. Cops found ID of Moscow, Idaho home resident in Kohberger's home searches. So
they're saying that he has a glove box of a vehicle that was in his house in Pennsylvania.
It is out there. It is out there.
I mean, that's why I'm like, is he covering for somebody? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. This guy's pretty smart. Even though, look, I went back to school because of true crime and criminal justice right now. It's no joke. And I can't even imagine what all his education has taught him. But I don't think that he would be dumb enough for the things that have happened to happen. I think he has common sense too. He's just an introvert with difficulties, and I don't know. that could be the smoking gun right there. If he has, and there's supposedly one ID on 1122 Kings Road, and they aren't saying who it is. But then there's like a stack of them. It's so messed up.
Yeah, whose IDs did he have? That's. I mean, it's interesting to know that. Now, there a lot of sources are reporting. I was just looking up on Google and looking up just to see what things are getting put out, but it's like breaking news headlines now everywhere. That the cops found a ID of Moscow, Idaho home resident in Kohberger's home searches. So they're saying, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to put that because they're putting it in the manner of the Moscow, Idaho home resident. So what I take from it is somebody within the 1122 King Road, Moscow address. That's what I'm taking from it.
Exactly. That was a party house. Like, who knows how many people have come and gone in that house? And all the DNA and all the mess in there. I mean,
it's a cesspool. It's a damn cesspool of DNA. They parted. There was probably hundreds of kids that went in and out. Not kids, but you get what I'm saying. Young adults that went in and out.
Absolutely. It came out that the one ID matches 1122.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a bunch of other ones. And now they're calling them, I think it was Cuomo. They're calling them trophies now because there's a stack of them. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, but if I'm a criminal and I'm extremely smart, I doubt. I mean, they're calling them trophies, but really and truly, I mean, I would cover my tracks to where those would be buried out in my backyard. You know what I mean? It's just too obvious. What do you think?
About exactly what?
I mean, what do you think about this? What is your theory on all of what's like since November 14th? I know you.
Oh, I made a video on just my theory completely today.
What? Oh, earlier today? Yeah. I'm sorry.
If you watch it, I just uploaded a 12-minute video touching up, and I said my exact theory in that video.
Oh.
Yeah, I said my exact theory. I broke down exactly how I personally feel. And, you know.
So is it anything you thought before?
Say again?
Is it anything that you had thought previously?
No, it's something that it came to a conclusion with in the last 2-3 weeks. You know what I mean? But you know that I mean that's really, you know, I sit around and I think about these things, and I'll sit around and think about every aspect of a homicide case in general, not just what happened to the victims, but I think outside the box, past that. So I sometimes will step back and try to look at it as if I was a detective and, you know, think about these things. And then I think about all the experience from just watching shows in general, because people are like, oh, you know, these people just get on YouTube and do this and that. But you can learn so much from just watching true crime series in general. Forensic Files, The First 48, Crime 360, See No Evil, a bunch of different shows. You can watch and learn so much just from sitting down and watching a 43-minute show.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible the knowledge that's out there.
No doubt.
It's I wish there was a smoking gun. They're calling the IDs a smoking gun now.
They just dropped another video here like 12 minutes ago. I'm about to find out and play and see what it says. I appreciate you calling in. God bless you, man. Thank you for calling in and having a voice, and I hopefully hear from you again.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful holiday weekend.
You too, ma'am. God bless you. I'll hear from you again, hopefully.
Okay.
Thank you, man. Shout out to her. Let's check it out. Let's see what old Dan Abrams is talking about. Marshmallow, how many times are you going to come in every other stream and talk about, oh my God, a bunch of lame people, but yes, you keep clicking on a video to come in here and type dumb shit.
Get the fuck out of here!
Like, are you? I don't know. You must be a troll because you come through here like every stream and say that. You know that, right? I remember people very well, and you definitely do come through here like almost every damn stream and say, "Oh my god, a bunch of lame people," but yeah, you're sitting in here listening. Quit being weird. Bye, Marshmallow. Let's check this video out, though.
Now to news that broke last hour, exclusive details related to the investigation of Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the murder of those 4 University of Idaho students. Chris Cuomo reporting an identification connected to someone from the home in Moscow, Idaho, where the murders took place, was found during a search of one of Bryan Kohberger's residences. In addition to a supposed DNA found on a knife sheath at the scene, that could become the most significant piece of evidence tying Kohberger to the victims. And police sources also telling News Nation they have evidence that connects Kohberger to what they are viewing as cyber stalking of someone from that same home. Let's bring back in retired FBI agent and News Nation legal contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. Let's take these one by one. If true, the ID seems like a huge piece of evidence.
It's very big. It's so powerful because now there is absolutely no explanation for why he would have an ID from somebody in that house. And recall, on the search warrant, number 35, from the house that was searched of his parents, it lists IDs in a glove, in a box. Not in a glove compartment, in a glove, in a box, in the house.
Right. So what kind of evidence might they have, do you think, on the cyber stalking side of this, and how significant is that?
It's significant to me because what it does is it shows the connection of stalking physically that we know about through the phone pings, 12 of them in and around that house. And now we have possible cyber stalking. Why do people stalk? They stalk because they feel mistreated, they feel persecuted, and that's the same reason they kill. So this is a direct correlation, I believe.
Yeah, and this is the sort of evidence that they can uncover in a whole variety of ways, right?
Absolutely. They've done a full digital analysis of all the phones, and specifically of his phone. There's going to be a treasure trove of information from those phones. We saw it in Murdaugh. We're going to see it in this case as well.
Phones, his computers, any place he had access to it, any place he might have logged in. Jennifer Coffindaffer, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you for...
I mean, that's just the video right there. Let's see. Unless, hold up. I see a lot of people in an uproar about these IDs. Oh, they could have planted it. I guess Pennsylvania planted the IDs. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll tell you that much. If people are right about this ID thing, then we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll definitely find out real quick. T-REV is your, yeah, it is on Do Not Disturb. You can get through now, though. 219-885-9693. Make sure you call in. Remember, items found in PA. It said IDs inside glove inside a box. How many IDs? Right. Exactly. It didn't really say a number. Planted, Scarlett says. If it's planted, that'd be crazy. But that means Idaho would have had to fly over there, plant that in, or did they put it in before, or what? I don't know. Dude's pretty hip on what's in his car because, I mean, he was cleaning the shit out of it, allegedly, right? He was in and out in 8 minutes, but also had time to grab IDs. Andy Potts, if you think about it, it wouldn't have to be time to grab IDs. He probably grabbed IDs. They're saying he'd probably get them from, but beforehand, before the murders. Not everybody just rushes and commits a murder. Some people well plan that shit out. I don't think everybody's saying that he went in, committed these killings, and then grabbed IDs. I don't think people are saying that. I think they're saying, in general, he stalked the area, grabbed some ID. He might have grabbed a couple IDs, broken some cars. There's no telling. That's all allegedly, and I'm speculating right now. But in general, I think that's what people are saying in the comments. Let me see. Who just called? 479? Unless they bring up more charges, he will. What's going on, 479?
T-REV, how are you, man?
479, what's on your mind, brother? You know how it is. I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I'm not too sure on the idea. I think you just don't have time to go in there and do what he did, allegedly do what he did, and then grab IDs or anything like that, unless he was in a fight with Ethan or something and got spun around and maybe saw his wallet or a wallet hit the floor and picked it up and said, "Oh shit, I better grab that. It's my wallet," and realized it wasn't his. Something along that line. I just don't think he had time. And somebody else brought up the fact of, and then something else that you don't hear about is that running water. You don't hear much more about that anymore. And who was it that brought that up earlier in your chat? Shelly, I think, mentioned running water. Bethany hearing running water, but I don't see that where he had time to take a shower or anything.
What do you think about what do you think about him stalking beforehand and getting IDs maybe out of one of their vehicles or you know what I mean, something to that magnitude? Because that's what I'm talking about. Because that's when you would have, of course, if he goes in, you got what he was there from allegedly 4 to 428 and got out the area. He could have been stalking or whatever for a couple months and maybe even did a test run to see if he could walk in the back of the house and see how smooth it'll go. I'm coming up with theories in my head and speculating. This is not true at all. I don't know it to be true, but I'm saying it's a possibility that he could have broke into any of their vehicles, took IDs out of their items of what he wanted from whoever he was stalking.
Yeah.
I think of things like that. That he could have had that from, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be interesting if we'd be able to find out if like one of the students had filed for a duplicate license or something like that. One of the four, if they had filed for a duplicate license, because he did do exactly what you said. Got into one of the vehicles and took one of the IDs. That'd be interesting.
Right. That's what I'm thinking in general. I'm thinking that he grabbed something from one of them before he made a move. But I could be wrong. He could have grabbed it when he was in there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That one girl you don't hear from anymore, she was like up close and personal with the Casalves family and did her YouTube thing for a while. She said that she was there, a couple of nights after the unlivings and took pictures of the house, and it was still kind of like the girls had the the lights on in the room, the little red lights, Christmas lights like around the room. So there wasn't a whole lot of light in the house. It's not like it was all lights on and all lit up like party night or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't see him being able to like see a license on the ground or on a table or a kitchen counter or anything like that. I don't know. So I think your theory about him smashing into a car and grabbing a license, yeah, I'll buy that.
I mean, because if you think about it, remember when reports came out that somebody was breaking into cars around there? Just think about if he was like shopping on other victims that possibly he wanted to murder or had, you know what I mean? Or was stalking other people also and wasn't just stalking one person. Maybe he was stalking multiple people. Allegedly, speculating. I'm just speculating. But in general, I mean, it's very possible with somebody who is looking to commit a crime like this.
Yeah. I agree, dude. My thing, as far as them, they came out a long time ago, and said, hey, BK is not tied to any other crimes that they've looked into recently. And now all of a sudden they're coming out and saying, hey, now we're looking into it because there's a possibility that he is tied to it, maybe one or two or something, And I don't know if that's just, media trying to bring up ratings or if they've actually got, a hunch, So I don't know. Like one of the callers says, it's like a house of cards, This thing, it'll be interesting. We've only got 2.5 months to go, and we'll find out so much more. But we always said too that people are going to talk. There's going to be leaks, and there has been. But hey, clear me up on one more thing, T-REV. That what was that one page or whatever? Was it Papa something? Everybody thought was BK. Did we ever find out if that was really him or not?
Papa Rogers?
Yeah. Thank you.
Allegedly, it's that Justin dude, but I don't know too much on it. You know, allegedly somebody cracked it and said it was Papa Rogers was Justin. Now, I have no idea, bro.
They had that one valid point in there that he was saying things that only BK would know.
Yeah, I mean,
so that's the only thing. I just never found out if I just never heard if we had cleared that up that he was or was not Papa Rogers.
Yeah, because he mentioned the sheath being on the scene or something before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. That is weird. I'm pretty sure people proved Justin to be Papa Rogers, but I could be wrong allegedly. You know what I mean? I definitely could be wrong with the DoorDash.
As far as the corruption thing, I mean, there's corruption in every police department. I don't care. Call me a liar. I don't care. But
Come on now. They're humans just like us, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's why they have what is it called? Blue badge.
Right.
Their blue badge code or something like that. You know, they all take up for one another, and it's a good band to be under, I guess. You know, if you're a shitty fucking cop, but anyway. Yeah. But that's me, dude. I just wanted to call, say hi, and put my 2 cents in, and pick your brain a little bit about a couple of things that we were kicking around a couple months ago, and I never really got a solid, yes or no from the whole thing. So I thought I'd bring it up and ask again.
Ain't no doubt. Shit's crazy, bro, with all this shit that's coming out. I mean, you got all this stuff that's coming out, and you know and it's coming out from news sources, and a lot of and I'm with everybody on it when they say you really can't believe a news source. I kind of want to hear it from the evidence in general. I want to hear it come from when I hear it. I want to hear it at trial. I want to hear that shit come out and it be accurate, right? You know what I mean? Like, or trial, preliminary. If it comes out, then it comes out. Then whatever. I'm looking to see what they have, because I don't know if you agree with me or not, but if Bryan Kohberger is our guy and he did commit these murders, there's more evidence than a knife sheath. There has to be.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I mean, well, unless that's all they got, and they're trying to, use this, well, we think he's tied to other, crimes and stuff like that to try and put pressure on him, because they know he's watching TV, So, well,
I'll put it this way, bro. If the knife sheath is the only thing that they have, I'm scared for this case. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you do got a DNA on there, and everybody says DNA walks, right? Or DNA is, DNA is DNA. But it is true that he could have had the knife in the car and somebody could have stole it. Now I'm just talking in general, devil's advocate. Now I do think we do have our guy, right? But I'm saying in general, if the knife sheath, the DNA is all they got, they don't have no fibers from or nothing from the victims is found on Bryan Kohberger, then there will be a fight. They're going to have to battle to prove that he did this in court.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, that there's no way you can walk in, do that to 4 people on your shoulder, your back, your legs, your arms. There's no way. So I mean, if BK was the one and he did get in his car and he was able to clean his car to where they couldn't find anything, when dude gets out, he needs to start his own cleaning company, because that's some good shit right there to be able to get rid of blood, that you carried into your car. That's all I'm saying about that.
Agreed.
So I'm pretty sure that they've got more on him. I'm pretty sure they do. Other than, speculation, and well, it's possible that he, did this because of 12 pings in the area. But I think you're right. I do like that theory. I'm going to run with that one too, dude. I'm going to hang on to that one about him, getting into a car and taking somebody's ID. I like it.
I mean, that's what I think in general. But hey, and if he could have walked right by a dresser and seen an ID and swiped it as he was walking out, an ID don't weigh 1,000 pounds. I mean, you could literally grab that shit and walk.
That's true. And if he found blood on it,
an ID isn't going to slow him down if it's sitting out and he can just grab it in the open, or if it was on one of the victims and he picked it up or something. You know what I mean? He could have ran their belongings. They could have been sleeping in shorts or something. It had ID in their pocket, or it could have been sitting on a dresser and he just scooped it up, or he could have broke it, like I said, a vehicle, or you know how it is, man. That's people just do shit like that. People are weirdos. Wasn't it the young lady that lived like in the back, broke in their vehicle, or somebody broke in her vehicle and stole like panties or something?
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Weird.
Yeah. There was something else I wanted you to clear me up on here. It was the timeline from when the girls got home. What time did they say they got home? Because they had food from the grub truck, went home. And this is what I think. I think, they got the food, they got in the car, they were taken home, they got inside, didn't want to be messed with by the dog, so they put the dog in the other room while they went and sat in their room and ate, and then all of a sudden BK shows up. Or is there too much? That's where that's why the dog was put in the room, because they wanted to eat in peace. They didn't want the dog jumping on the bed and, spilling food and stuff like that. That's what I think.
I thought it was at I thought they came home. I'm trying to remember now, because I've been after seeing everything I done seen, my mind's drawing a blank on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Isn't it like 154 or 146 or something? I forget exactly what it was, but I thought it was around that time.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I know chat knows for a fact. It was like I'm pretty sure it was like 154, 146, or 156, one of the two.
Okay.
Or one of those three. It was around 146, 154, or 156. It was one of those times. I know it. One of the three.
Okay. So they're going to leave it up to the judge whether or not to tear the house down before the trial.
Oh, this one. You said what now?
They're going to leave it up to the judge to decide whether or not they should tear the house down before the trial.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
I think, tearing it down before the trial, I think is a bad idea. It's an awful idea. They need to leave it stay up.
Ain't no doubt.
But anyway.
Ain't no doubt about that, and I agree 100%.
All right, man. My dogs are acting strange. I'm going to have to go take them out.
No doubt, brother. God bless you, man. I appreciate you calling in. It's good to hear from you as always. I mean, I damn near hear from you every stream I come on. So it's great to hear from you here. You're doing well, brother. Be safe when you take your dog out. Be vigilant. Lock your doors when you come back in. God bless you, brother. I can't wait to hear from you again, man.
All right, dude. Hey, thanks for taking my call, too. I appreciate it, man. I love coming in here and just talking to you about it. I mean, you're super smart, dude. You got a good head on your shoulders, and it's not every day that you can, actually pick up a phone and talk to somebody about, some of the things that are on your mind about a case that's just bugging you, and you want clarification. And when you're going to a YouTube channel like you that has, a million ton of followers, and they're all in there, telling you, no, it's this and this, you get clarification pretty quick. So I appreciate you taking my call and listening to me.
God bless you, brother, man. Thank you for the kind words, and I appreciate you. Every time you call, you got a good vibe, man. So God bless you, man. Stay safe. Take that dog out and make sure you lock them damn doors when you get back in, brother. God bless you. I'll hear from you soon.
All right. God bless you, dude. Love you. Bye.
Love you back, man. Bye. Shout out to him, man. God bless him. What happened to Papa Sal, man? Papa Sal's cheating on us with Netflix, man. We got a problem. Papa Sal us with Netflix. He doesn't call in no more. You know what I mean? Papa Sal, we got an issue. When you listen to this, just know we got beef. 870, you on the floor. What's going on?
Hey, T-REV. Good to hear you. It's Regina.
What's up, Regina?
Hey, not much. I've got something really interesting I want you to take a look at if it's possible. I posted some pictures in Discord. Could you pull those up? They're on the main chat.
Let me look.
Family chat.
I'm looking right now. Let me see here.
And tell me that Xana Kernodle didn't look just like Bryan Kohberger's ex-girlfriend that overdosed. I think Xana was the intended target all along.
Yeah, this is hold up. Let me pull this up real quick. That is actually interesting.
Creepy.
Yeah, you said this Kohberger's ex, huh?
Yes, that's Ashley Flugel.
Okay, that's interesting.
Right beside a picture of Xana.
Let me pull that bad boy up on the screen real quick. Where'd I save it at? Bryan Kohberger's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I swear I just saved it. Okay, I got it right here. Boom. Interesting. She does resemble Xana.
A lot.
Yeah. I'd
A
have to say
lot.
most definitely.
So I've put together this theory. I think Kohberger was pretty much stalking everyone in the house. I think that he knew Xana ordered the DoorDash or whatever. I think he was monitoring the people in that house. I think the DoorDash was probably left on the front step of the house. And Xana exited the back sliding glass door to not wake up the other roommates in the house to get the DoorDash. And that's whenever Kohberger entered the house, slid up the stairs, and Xana never even seen him whenever she came back in. And while he was waiting for Xana and Ethan to go back to the room or whatever, I think that one of the girls upstairs woke up, and that's why they're dead.
Yeah, that's.
Does that not make sense?
I'm looking at the what you told me to look at, and she does resemble Xana to me in some ways for sure.
Did you see the other picture I posted right beside that one?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
That's actually a picture of Xana.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that too and pull that up because that is it. I mean, like, that's what I was saying. I was looking at the picture you posted, and then the one next to it. I was like, damn, that's actually close. To be honest with you, very close.
It's eerily close.
You pull that one up too, Xana. Let's make this one smaller. Minimize it a little bit. Pull this one over here. Pull the picture up with Xana. What do you guys think about that, chat? I mean, it is. I mean, it's definitely similar. They're definitely similar. You go, Regina. Look nothing like Xana. Somebody said looks nothing like Xana. Similar look. No, I wouldn't say all the way, but
eyes, lips. I think she looks a lot like Xana.
Some people say she doesn't, but then some people say yeah, she resembles her. So you know, let's see. For sure. I mean, I think she resembles her a little bit for sure. Somebody said Xana was way prettier. Let's see. He had a girl. Damn. Can we do a side by side? Yeah, this is our side by side right here.
The one on the left is Bryan Kohberger's deceased girlfriend, Ashley Flugel, and the picture on the right is Xana Kernodle.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's got a kind of similar. That is so nice. They both have dark hair. Oh my god. Nah, big
Dark
ass
hair, big bright brown puppy dog eyes.
Xanax.
The nose structure, the lip shape. I mean, the chin. I think they look a lot alike.
I see mixture.
Yeah.
I see a mixture of comments on it, but saying both beautiful, both look, have a resemblance. Then I see all, and then some saying hell no. You're gonna get the both sides, but I see it personally. I do. I see some sort of a resemblance there for sure, especially in this picture the picture that you posted.
Yeah, most people, don't know that Bryan Kohberger actually did have a girlfriend that overdosed on heroin that they were both doing together.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's
yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting. Would you you said his girl overdosed?
Yes, Kohberger's girlfriend overdosed on heroin that they did together. Now, I'm not victim blaming at all, because God knows these poor kids did not deserve this. Nobody deserves what happened to them. But Xana's mom, we all know, drugs. Kohberger was an addict. His girlfriend overdosed. You see what you do? You see where I'm leading this to?
Yeah, no doubt. I've seen people lead it there too. I've seen other people lead the same thing. Not the girlfriend part though. Not his girlfriend part, but I've seen people say like, oh, Xana's mom does drugs, and I think there's a connection between Bryan and Xana's mom, and I've seen all different types of theories. I've heard them all. Damn near. Besides the one you just told me about, I didn't know he had a girlfriend that was dead from doing drugs. I didn't know that. That's the first time I heard that shit.
Yeah, she overdosed while Kohberger and her were doing it together.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens a lot, but I mean, it's wild.
Right. And supposedly, Bryan's been an incel since then or whatever, but like, just whenever I seen this girl's picture and, I thought about, wow, she kind of looks like Xana. And then I went back and started looking through the photos and I was like, oh my goodness, this is uncanny.
This shit's wild. What did you? I mean, I seen you say in the comments earlier. I think you said, I don't know if Bryan's a serial killer, or you said, I don't know, or something like that. I do know.
I don't think he's a serial killer. I know it in my soul.
Yeah, I seen that comment earlier. I seen you say that earlier. I was like, man,
it was too planned out. And the fact that they found IDs from residents of the Idaho 4 house in his possession in Pennsylvania at all, that's just a slam dunk in this case. And you guys, people that kill someone for the first time, they don't typically keep something just from a one-time go in and kill people. Serial killers collect trinkets and trophies from their victims. IDs from that house found in his possession from dead victims are trophies. Bryan is a serial killer. You know what? I just seen that on screen. Who knows? Bryan might have actually caused, given her the overdosing. I mean, they were doing it together.
I was about to say that earlier when we were talking about it. I was about to say, damn, what if he shot her up and killed her? But allegedly, I'll put that in the air. But yeah, no doubt. That's the first thing that came to my mind. But who am I?
But there's no mention anywhere else of anyone except for some that girl that went on the Tinder date with him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's no mention of him actually having, a girlfriend after Ashley overdosed. And a knife stabbing death is a very personal, private thing.
Agreed. Very personal.
What if Kohberger substituted Xana for Ashley?
Yeah, that'd be wild. That'd be wild. I'm sure that maybe there'd be some evidence of that somewhere, maybe in a computer, or you know what I mean? If he had that obsession, he had to have it somewhere that he maybe looked at her page. Or I think this trial is going to be crazy when it comes, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be probably the biggest trial since OJ, if they put it on TV, which they may not even put it on, or not just TV, but Law and Order or whatever. I don't know. Do you think they're going to make the trial public?
Oh, definitely. And I think Bryan Kohberger is going to sign off on all this to have it public because he wants the clown show. He knows he knows the gig is up. He knows. Now he's just going to absorb all the attention and all the infamy he can from it.
Yeah, he definitely don't deserve the shit, but I mean, he don't deserve the attention.
No, he doesn't. The victims deserve the attention.
Absolutely.
If and I really think he did. Like, I'm sorry, it may be just the court of public opinion coming from me, but you guys, he did this. And something else I wanted to talk about. Someone was talking about Kohberger earlier.
Yeah.
There is a big difference in a person with PTSD having a mental break and raging out and threatening people or killing people, period. Whenever someone with PTSD commits an act of violence from their PTSD, it's not a quiet little isolated sneak in and kill people thing. It's somebody goes in and wild rages and keeps wild raging until their episode calms down, because they are reliving war. They are reliving traumatic events. My grandfather had PTSD from World War II, and he used to cower and scream and run and hide when his PTSD was triggered.
PTSD is no joke.
Yes. The way Kohberger died is representative of his PTSD. He went nuts with threatening his roommate with a gun. That is PTSD murder. If he would have killed him, that would have been a PTSD murder. The way he died was having a PTSD episode.
Somebody said caller is confused. Ashley OD'd in 2018. BK was not using heroin then. I don't know that because I never looked.
Kohberger has been using heroin since high school. Look it up.
Right. Yeah. I personally don't know what's in his drug test. So, I can't go based off of like somebody said, all I know is he used to do heroin. That's all I know.
He admitted to starting to use heroin when he was still in high school.
Yeah, even his friend, I'm pretty sure what Chris even came on here and said he was on he was doing heroin. His high school friend
Yep.
that we had the interview with that one day.
Yep.
He actually called in last stream.
That's a fact.
He called in last stream. He said after seeing all the stuff that's coming out, he don't know what to think no more.
I think that there's a box buried somewhere of other victims of Kohberger's. I think he's got a little trinket box buried somewhere, probably up in that mountain area he was in.
That shit's wild. What are you talking about? In Pennsylvania?
Yes.
The Poconos. Yeah, Poconos is definitely a rural area for sure.
Yes, and I think that law enforcement is making a big mistake only looking in Pennsylvania for his victims or possible victims. I think they need to expand it. Definitely need to expand the search to surrounding states, anywhere he's vacationed, anywhere, any of that.
Oh my God!
Because I think that
they're looking into Pennsylvania victims. Now they're putting that out there too, per sources of what I was reading and when I was looking at articles. I heard, and not only articles, people were reporting on it. Now I take that shit with a grain of salt, even from the news, even with this ID shit, until it's actually verified. But then I got to think about what has the news talked about that before it came out and then it came out, which there is some things that they have talked about that came out to be true. And then there's shit that they talked about that I haven't heard shit about it since they talked about it. So it's like, when will it come out? We're just waiting for all the shit to come out. And if it does come out, that means somebody broke that gag order and told them. But
yep, it does. I don't know if someone broke the gag order per se, as much as, leaking it to the media, as much as someone went home and told their wife what happened and their wife leaked it to the media.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good that's a very good
I think that's how all this is leaking.
That's a very good scenario right there that could happen. Dude be home having a couple drinks with his wife and be like, damn, did you know that guy Bryan Kohberger, he had fucking IDs from the victims on him, and there's people speculating all on the internet, and the next thing you know, girlfriend's calling in News Nation and trying to, I'll sell you the story. I'm telling you, my husband is Gunderson. And I'm just making up the story in my head, but that's how shit gets out there. You know what I mean? Like shit in general. It could be fucking from like his best friend that's not a cop. You never know where this shit comes from.
Right. I mean, you know, my husband, he does IT. And I know things. I'm not going to say those things because I'm not going to spill, you know, that kind of information out there. But I know things about companies and his job that, you know, public wouldn't know about companies. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I've heard it from him. And I think that this case is so big, and it's just someone's significant other or their kids overheard their parents talking about it or something like that. I think that's how all this information is leaking. Overheard or just, you know, confidential talks with the spouse. And then the spouse is like calling News Nation and being like, hey, I'm this person's wife. This is what I know. Pay me for the story.
Pay me for the story. Exactly. Give me $1,000 and I'll let you know what my husband told me when we were taking a couple shots. You know?
Exactly.
I bet shit like
that. Yeah, that's all I got. I wanted other people to see if they saw what I saw whenever I seen these pictures of Ashley Flugel and compared it to Xana. I was like, wow, this blows my mind, you know? And here's the whole thing. If Maddie and Kaylee were his intended victims, why did he go downstairs and kill Ethan and Xana, period?
Facts. Remember? All right. So remember this? Do you remember Steve going, he didn't have to go upstairs. I don't know. That just sticks with me for some reason.
But if he did go in that sliding glass door while Xana went around front to get the DoorDash, he just started right up the stairs to hide from sight while Xana was coming back into the house. Do you see what I'm saying?
For sure. Most definitely. My thing I'm thinking about is like this. So if Madison and because after seeing the house layout, now I know what the house looks like. So why I know why Steve said, why did he didn't have to go upstairs. But then again, that to me is Steve insinuating that he was there to kill somebody else.
Yes.
But it just don't make sense to me when you start thinking about it, because it's like, okay, if he came through the sliding back door, he would have to skip going up the stairs to the right. Maybe he went in that room thinking Madison and Kaylee were in there, and maybe it was just Xana and Ethan, and he did what he did and made his way around the house to find out where they were at. But then again, he didn't go in DM's room at all, allegedly. Right? He didn't go in DM's room. He went upstairs, right? So I seen the layout of the house. So if he came in that back door, all he had to do was go up that stairwell to go to the third floor and do what you know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly. I think that him going up to the third floor, I think that was him going up the stairs because he knew where Xana and Ethan's bedroom was. I think that was his intended target, and he went right up those stairs when she was getting the DoorDash order from the front porch. I think that he used the stairs, went up the stairs to hide while she was coming back in with the DoorDash order, and either Maddie or Kaylee woke up and seen him, and that's why they died. And then he went right downstairs to finish what he started for his intended target, which was Xana. That's what I think.
I can't wait to hear these facts come out. It is crazy because I mean, I didn't really. That's when I just started thinking about shit in my head, is when I seen the model of the house, right? Yep. When you see the model of the house, for him to go in and kill Madison and Xana, or I'm sorry, Madison and Xana and Ethan, he literally has to walk right past DM's room and go in there. Why he skipped over DM? Because DM's right in the middle of the stairwell that he would go up to get to Madison and Kaylee. So you're gonna tell me he maybe went upstairs, did the killings first, and then came down and went into that room and killed her, or you know what I mean? It just doesn't. something.
I
It doesn't add up.
absolutely believe that Maddie and Kaylee died first. But I think that they were the collateral damage, not Ethan and Xana. I think Xana was the intended target. I think he was using the cover of the stairwell, because think about it. The stairwell was right on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He couldn't go to DM's room. He couldn't go downstairs without Ethan with the bedroom door being open without seeing him. Think about it. Because Xana left her room to go out to get the DoorDash order. So he would have been seen by Ethan too.
X.
So if he goes in the sliding glass door and he knows Xana is fixing to come back in with the DoorDash food that she ordered, he uses the stairs as his hiding place, the top floor as his hiding place, while Xana's coming right back through the house with the DoorDash order. One of the girls wakes up, someone's in the house. Remember Dylan Morgan saying someone said someone's in the house? Someone in the house said there's someone in here?
Right. Yep.
I think that's whenever Maddie and Kaylee woke up, one of them, and seen him. I think that's why he left the sheep, because he didn't go there to kill them. He had to pull the blade and pull the sheep and kill them because they were witnesses.
No doubt. If you look, like I got the model pulled up right now because I'm just, having this conversation with you. It's making me go look. So I'm looking right here. You come to that back door. You got
there's a spot. Yep.
Right here. So he would literally have to go down this way, go in there, do that, and then come back and walk past DM's room again, go upstairs, and then come right back down and go out. So he walked past DM's room 3 times. So he, in my opinion, then you know what you're going in there for. If you got to 4 victims, you either ran into an encounter. Maybe Xana was standing in the kitchen doing something, and you came in and she ran, and you chased her into the room, and that's when that shit went down. And you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm picturing in my head. You walk in the kitchen, Xana's in there, maybe getting a spoon or a fork or something. And I'm just speculating right now. This is not true. This is not out there. I'm just thinking in my head logically. If Madison and Kaylee were the targets, why would he even proceed to go in there and kill Ethan and Xana? You know what I mean?
Period. Exactly. But I think that Xana went out the sliding glass door to go to the front of the house to get the DoorDash order. I think that's whenever Kohberger took the opportunity to come into the house and went up into the stairwell upstairs to hide and lay in waiting for Xana to go back to her bedroom.
Yeah.
Whenever he was upstairs, one of the girls stirred, said someone's in the house. I think that he murdered both of them. And then he went downstairs back in, because if you remember, Ethan was right inside the bedroom door, in the floor, not in bed. Xana was on the bed when she died. So if you really, really want to think about it, the only reason he would have to go upstairs would be to hide from whoever's coming back in with the DoorDash order. Because that would be his most relevant place. Because think about it, Xana might go to the bathroom when she comes back in. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think he come in through the sliding glass doors, went up to the stairwell to lay and wait for Xana.
Yeah, that's very. I mean, a lot of people have speculated. Yeah, I think he was in the house before they.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, it's crazy. I'm waiting for the real story to come out, man, because we speculate a lot. It kills.
If you'll look at the timing, of the murders, the DoorDash order is exactly around the time that the killer entered the home. Everyone says, oh, it was the DoorDash person. No, it wasn't the DoorDash person, but I believe Xana exited the house to keep from waking the 2 roommates downstairs up. I think she exited the sliding glass doors and walked all the way around the house and got the DoorDash order. And while she was at the front of the house picking the DoorDash order up to take back in through the sliding glass doors, I think that is when Kohberger entered that house.
Yeah, that's crazy shit. That shit
blows. And then what do? I mean, you hide whenever, you don't want to just be in there and then be aware you're in there. you know what I'm saying, and cause a ruckus for the whole house. He waited for Xana and Ethan to be in the bedroom. And what did he do during that time? He was waiting upstairs. Maddie and Kaylee woke up, one of them. They seen him. Remember what they said? One of them died on top of the other and tried running. They said either Kaylee or Maddie, I don't remember which one, tried exiting the bedroom, and there was a struggle, and he killed her. She was laying on top of the other one, like crossed over the top of her. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. I just it blows my mind that he passes that room 3 times. In reality, you would have to pass that room 3 times to you know what I'm saying? To kill Xana, Ethan, Kaylee, and Maddie. You would have to pass DM's room 3 times.
Right. Unless he was, in fact, using the stairwell as cover, waiting for them to go back to their room with the DoorDash.
Yep. That too. Shit's crazy. We're speculating because we want to know. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, we covered this shit from damn near the start, and then we got all this craziness going on with the case. Then you get a really tight gag order, and then you got stuff leaking out, which even makes us go speculate even more. So you know what I mean? Me seeing all this stuff that is posted up on News Nation and people reaching out, it just makes me dig deeper. Like I don't know why, but it does.
And I think that Kohberger met Xana or knew Xana from her mother. I think that Enan Harsh was probably also one of Kohberger's drug buddies.
Very possible with his history with drugs. With both of their histories with drugs, allegedly speculating on it. Yeah, it's very, I mean,
speculatively speaking.
Yeah, no doubt. I think Bryan.
So, but I mean, I've been saying since the very beginning, and I know there's all these people out here saying, oh, Kohberger was the DoorDash driver. No, Kohberger used the DoorDash as his access to the house, if that makes sense. Like that was his moment of opportunity. I think Xana went right out those sliding glass doors down to the front of the house and got the food off the front doorstep where a DoorDash delivery guy would leave the order. The front door, accessible from the road. Think about it. DoorDash driver, unless you leave it as a specific memo to leave the food at the sliding glass door around back, they're going to put the food on the front doorstep instead.
Yeah, if they put it on this front door, though, all she has to do is come out from her room that's above literally the front door. So she would just walk out right here instead of, and this is just my opinion, is she would just walk down the hallway, come down the stairs, grab her food from this door, walk back up the stairs, go in the room. If she, maybe go to the kitchen if she needs to get a fork or something like that. So,
right.
I mean, just because the only reason I think she went to the front door is because of the room being right here above the front door. That's the only reason I think that.
I don't know, maybe if it's wishful thinking or, you know, I'm a pretty respectable person myself. I used to have roommates, and when I would leave the house, I would use the back door instead of the front door because their bedrooms were close to the front door.
Right. Yeah, that's her bed. I know her bedroom is, I'm looking at it now, it's like right above that front door. So to go all the way around, she would just be making herself walk further. You know what I mean?
Right, but it would be more respectful of a roommate sleeping in the next room to the front door.
Yeah, no, that is a good point too. That is a very good point. So where's Bethany's room, right? Let's see. Wasn't it down here? Yeah, it was down here.
Yes, it was on the right. If you're facing the front door, it would be on the left. If you're looking from the front door into the house, it would be on the right.
Let's see.
Right there beside the stairwell was the other girl's bedroom.
So this would be Bethany's room right here.
Yes.
That's the one at the end of the hall by the front door. Now there's another like spare bedroom here, which I don't think anybody was staying in. Let me see. Whoever did this model, though, they did a great job. I always reference back to this model. This bedroom was vacant at the time of the murder, so nobody was in here. This the room that's right by the front door, so nobody was in there. Bethany was allegedly in this room. Go up top here. We're
right there, straight across the bedroom, right there by the doorwell. That one right there is Bethany's bedroom. If you're looking upstairs, the room to the right was Bethany's room.
They say this room is in the back here. If you look right here, I don't know if they got it right or wrong, but it says confirm this. All right, 2 of the interviews included BF and DM. Both BF and DM were inside the King residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. BF's bedroom was located on the east side of the first floor of the King Road residence. So whoever made this model confirmed this being her room. I don't know that to be true in general, but they did a pretty good job with everything else. So they're saying the room that's all the way in the back is actually Bethany's room. So the door, it's still by the front door. Either way you look at it, the door that's at the front, the room that's at the front was vacant, they're saying. So this room right here that was literally next to the door, they're saying is vacant. Nobody was in it.
Okay, but if you'll look, the room on the other side of that was Bethany's room.
Yeah, no doubt. I was just in there. So it's not too far from the front door.
Exactly. And you would have to walk down the stairs, which Bethany would probably wake Bethany up too. They said the stairs creaked.
Right. That's why I said tearing the house down wouldn't make sense, because I think a jury would want to.
I think they need to walk through that house.
I don't know if they would in general, because they don't walk through all houses, but I do think in this case, with how high profile it is, jurors may want to.
Not only that, but here's something else for you. If Bryan Kohberger did gain access to the IDs that were found in his possession in Pennsylvania, if he did get it from one of the victims' cars, why haven't they fingerprinted every one of those victims' cars for Kohberger's print? I think they dropped the ball on that. I think there might be some kind of critical evidence.
I don't know.
Maybe his fingerprints from him breaking into the car.
So just before this room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body later identified as Kernoodles laying on the floor. Kernoodle was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. So I don't know. So whoever made this model put DM found on the floor here, but I don't know that to be true, because they don't even know that to be true. They just know that she was found visibly on the floor. Ethan.
DM's bedroom was right between the stairwell and the hall and stair entrance that led to Xana and Ethan's bedroom.
Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm at it right now. So if you came in the back door, you got to pass that door to go to Xana's room and to go to Ethan's, or to go to Ethan and Xana, and then, like I said earlier, to get up here, to come upstairs and to go into where they were, which was back here where I'm at now. This is where allegedly Madison and Kaylee were. Night sheet found. Click here. Okay, they just had that little thing, but it says night sheet.
And why was the knife still sheathed? Why did he have to take the knife out of its sheath upstairs to kill those girls and then forgot it behind? Because
I entered this bedroom,
Maddie
I could see
and
two
Kaylee,
females
I
in
do
a
not
single
think
bed
were
in
his
the room.
intended victims.
Both
I think one
Goncalves
of
and
them
Mogan
woke
were
up
deceased with
and he
visible
killed
stab
them in a
wounds.
frenzy.
I also later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the
They
bed.
he was there. He killed them, and that's the reason, the knife. I think there was a struggle before he ever unsheathed that knife, is why the knife sheath was found on the bed.
This shit's crazy. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Regina. I'm gonna take a couple more before I get off. Thank you for calling in. I do appreciate
Of course.
I do.
I appreciate you listening to my theory and showing people. And I could be wrong about all of it. It's just a hunch.
Absolutely. Everybody's got one. I respect it. Whether I agree or disagree, I respect it. I appreciate you calling up. A lot of people don't even have the balls to call up and share their theory, you know? So I appreciate you having a voice in the community, calling up, talking with me. It's been a very good conversation. And I know I'll hear from you again, Regina. God bless you. I hope you've been doing well. Tell the hubby I said hey. And God bless to your family too. I know you got kids and all that. God bless to your family. I hope you guys have been doing well. So hopefully hear from you more.
Yes. And happy Easter, you guys. Much love and many blessings to all of you. T-REV, stay blessed, man.
You too, Regina. God bless you. Lock your doors.
Oh, yeah. I'm on it right now. I heard that last time it was unlocked.
And I think I'm going to watch Killing Fields tonight. We watched it the other night in Discord. I had to revisit Killing Fields again.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch it with y'all whenever y'all do it in Discord.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll tag you.
All righty, love you guys.
We love you back, Regina. God bless you. Shout out to Regina, man. Shout out to Regina. DM was 100% in Bethany's room. The IDs were taken from the parents' house, not the car. In a glove box, not the glove box. In a glove box, or in a glove in a box. I don't know why that tongue twisted me. What time is it? 10:38. I might have to go live on my other channel. Yeah, 10:38. It might be almost time to go live over there, man. And make sure you subscribe to the second channel where I do paranormal investigation over there. I have a second channel for that. If you want to come over there for that, which we do like spirit box sessions and shit like that, make sure you join the second channel that's in the chat right now. I just dropped exclamation point, all lowercase, second channel. It's T-REV 757. I put it on. Can you redirect to the channel? Yes, I got you. I'll post the link. Well, the link's right there. It should have just dropped. I did a spirit box yesterday over there, and it said, I can't believe she helped him. People were putting that shit in the comments. Like, what? Because a voice came through and said, I can't believe she helped him. It was actually pretty insane. But no doubt. Actually, 10:39. Yeah, I'm going to end this off. Thank you, everybody that came by the live tonight. Thank you, everybody who called in. God bless you guys. Thank you, everybody who showed love to the channel. And that is all 661 of you for being in this chat, talking, sharing your opinions, not arguing. But I got one thing to say. Fuck the trolls. I love the Rev Game family. I appreciate all of you as usual. And I'll see you on the next one. Let me put this up for you and we'll end this off. Oh, we need some sound with this. Yeah, we need some sound with this. It's called the Truckee Way, and we'll leave it and end it like this, like we always do. We got to go to our, you know what I mean?
Look, all my life has been neglection, so now I pick up the pen and use it as a weapon. Yeah, you can see that I'm affected. People getting killed for nothing but obsessions. You need to look at your reflection and decide who you are. Stop acting disconnected. Got mothers killing kids. People kill to live. Well, I be on the mic, speaking how I live. Every day I wake up, it's another person that's dead, and YouTube has to solve it because the law is killing kids. I'm disgusted at the evil in the end, and if you connect the dots, you'll see the vision in your head. Why do people die as victim to the streets? They wonder why I'm up all night and can't sleep. I'll be the voice for everyone who can't speak. L.E. fell Kylie, and now Sammy is free. AWP did a good deed, and y'all be talking all that shit while they just do it for free. 16 days for 35 minutes. Y'all tried to throw them off and just want to play the victim. Reaching out to YouTube channels for clout. I wouldn't check it. TV if I went in your house. And SF investigate, stay sending out the hate. Why you mad at Doug and Nick for finding Kylie in the lake? Make it make sense. You're a fake bitch. You were there for money and now you're mad over fake shit. And that's something I can't relate with. Zero emotion from on the mom on her statements. All I seen was the devil in her eyes. Tony died, you're a fake. I can see it through your lies. Got Sammy on your stream like the FBI. You've been grooming little kids. I can see your whole disguise. It get Mel calling Ronnie up on the line. Why you lie to the people and say you gon' do it live? Santa May out here looking extra sus. Got an arrow on the ground pointing towards Kylie's truck. And you want it coming up, church. I think your butt hurt. You tried to blame the man for your dog but couldn't find the dirt. I guess that's what they mean by the trucky way. If you step foot in the town, you might die from foul play. And I don't know what to say, but I can feel it through my soul. She didn't drive in LA. So y'all can try to go convince somebody else, cause I'm not falling for that shit. The autopsy really smells.
See, let me explain what I'm talking about, man. And you know what I'm talking about. No water in the lungs. Y'all test for the weirdest shit. I guess it is the trucky way.
You gotta stop doing this.
I mean, I really guess it's the trucky way, man.